So while XioniX is trying to figure out what the hell he's doing, hello,
Fucking
welcome
OBS.
to games. Welcome to XioniX and Buddah play games poorly. XioniX is showing how he doesn't know how to set up a stream. Suck.
Yeah. OBS does that shit to me all the time. It'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna change your microphone to default. I'm like, no. What? Why would you fucking do that to me? You useless.
Have you tried talking to her?
I don't want to talk to her. Like, you know what? She's needy.
You know, the foundation
she's whiny.
for a good relationship is talking. We need to have conversations. Get to know each other.
Oh, that's a lie. That's a fucking lie. That is not the foundation of a good relationship. I find that every relationship is based off lies. So you know what? That's where you just need to start, okay? Like, none of this flowery bullshit of, oh, we can communicate and be friends. No, fuck that. Yeah, let's just start with the fact that you don't know me, I don't know you, and we're here because of what we can offer each other.
I want to bang and you want money. Yeah. Don't worry, this is totally normal and, you know, not, what do they call it when you pay somebody to do things for you? Transaction. It's not a transaction.
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
not.
all relationships are transactional. Like, they are 100% fucking transactional. There's no way around that.
Are we uplifting people?
Welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope you all are feeling good about yourselves.
We're working on changing that.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Seriously.
And immediately demonetized by YouTube. That's right. I don't get any money off those fucking cunts anyways.
Yeah, seriously. Alright, so steel, blue, electric, pipe, and concrete. Okay. Let's start Indie 2.0. I actually think I know what I'm going to call this one.
Well, we decided on Indie Boogaloo.
No, I disagree.
You disagree with Indie Boogaloo? I really liked it.
For this one, we're going old school. Of course, I was hoping I could think of a better name than a Hephaestus, but it's the closest I could think of.
Festus? The fuck are you going
Hephaestus. Or Volcanus. No, that's already the name of the planet. I don't want to do that. So Hephaestus.
Why Hephaestus?
Greek god of blacksmithing?
Okay, I can actually kind of get behind that.
Yeah, because the Roman name is Volcanus, which is, or Vulcan, which is Volcanus, which, that's just derivative, and I don't like that.
Fair enough.
So,
Icarus could work.
I could run with Icarus, of course. What? No, we'd have to go for Daedalus then, wouldn't we? Because it's not flying too close to the sun.
I guess that's true. We're not getting too close. I mean, we are kind of close to the sun right now, but...
Yeah, but we're not, you know, melting our wings off close to the sun.
I bet we could if we tried harder.
If you... Does it look like you can clicky on the sun? Might as well be walking on the... Now I want to call it Smash Mouth.
You know what? I actually kind of like Smash Mouth. I think Smash Mouth is a good title. No, seriously, I actually really like Smash Mouth. I think that's a...
Alright, XioniX's favorite band will be the name of the ship. Got it.
Yeah. Nah, my favorite band is Nickelback, not Smash Mouth.
That is... My apologies.
Alright.
Steel?
Alright, I need to figure out where the fuck I gotta put up these goddamn rockets.
Right. I need to learn how to count.
Concrete. Let's see. I have everything I need here. Ah, fresh atomizer. I can hear that.
Smooth. Totally smooth.
Concrete, have pipe.
And then 200. Boop, boop.
Electrical engine units. I have the electrical engine units. I'm not making purple chips, am I? Alright, so the question is so, yeah, I'm gonna need to get purple chips going.
If you want, I should be able to throw you a bunch.
It's not a matter of not having, like, I obviously need to make the purple chips, or need purple chips to build it, but for the rocket bits and pieces, I'm pretty sure it's low density structure, rocket fuel, and what else do I need for the rockets?
Okay, am I retarded? I am retarded.
Well, what have
Sometimes I hate myself. That's a lie. I hate myself all the time.
I don't need a special excuse for this.
This is not a special occasion.
Just...
So instead of building a space platform, I built a spaceship or a rocket silo.
Okay. So yeah, I need processing unit, low density structure, and rocket fuel. Rocket fuel should be easy enough, but low density structure, an iron molten copper plus plastic. Okay. Let's see. We got. Hey, what's up?
Hello. Just another good day.
Another beautiful Sunday.
Sunday,
yeah.
Sunday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, I know. I generally miss out on Sundays.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is rare for Buddha to have Sundays off, honestly. So,
I think it's my first time in a year.
and he's gonna
Nice.
get 2 Sundays in a row. Like,
Nice, nice, nice.
Sometimes you help people, and sometimes. But how's it going, Necron?
A very productive day today, and managed to try my new sword.
That's right. You got your Nodachi finally.
Oh yeah, I was like concerned, like, oh, the main concern was when I was like, oh, I hope it reaches Canada for, please, I hope it reaches Canada. Oh, it did. Oh, and you have to pay, and then FedEx Canada just emailed me saying, oh, you gotta pay a duties fee, extra 110 Canadian dollars. I was like,
Of course you do.
I'm gonna pay double the money, but whatever. It's already here in Canada. I'm fucking paying that. Boom.
hey,
We're,
Lauren.
we're always winning, Lauren. Hey, is Smash Mouth gonna be 1 or 2 words for you, XioniX?
I mean, how does the band do it?
I don't fucking know. It's your band.
I don't know. It's your band. Talk about
Camel case it. I think 10 characters is the limit, anyways. So capital S, capital M, all one word.
No, I was able to. Of course, I probably don't know how to spell, so Smash. Yeah, it's 2 words. I spelled it right.
2 words, eh? Nice.
You get a 2-word spaceship.
2-word spaceship. That's what I always wanted. That's what I told Mom. I just want a 2-word spaceship. That's all I want. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I mean, we're winning slowly, but I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I'm going to get my purple chips going.
Yeah, we're done with. Well, we're not done with, but we got a baseline going for Fulgora, so now he's working on Volcanus, and I'm just starting to work on the damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Working on the spaceship that's gonna be doing the hauling between the two.
Owed it. Yeah, the sword that I got has the its own cleaning kit, like maintenance kit. And I was like, well, it's not in the product page, but fucking worth the wait for that, including the amount of money that I have to pay. Also, it arrived within like 4 days. And I was like, well, damn, that's good. Because the amount of money that I paid was, oh my gosh, it was almost double, but worth the pay. Worth the pay.
Fucking tariffs, man.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
on
like,
that one, I don't even know if that's tariffs. That's just straight up taxes.
It's still worth it for me. I mean, if I'm gonna have to pay like 700 Canadian dollars and then have to wait for like 2 weeks, I'm gonna be pissed off too. But since it arrived this week for the amount of money that I have to pay, I say it's still worth it. And it's sharp and it's sharp, but yeah, the steel is not this for beginners. But hey, sword is a sword.
I figured they wouldn't send that shit sharp. I always figured they'd have like a baseline dull that they would be doing.
It's sharp. It's really sharp. It's actually sharp.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So let's.
And deliver, smash.
Smash mouth.
As it slowly expands so that we can get this going.
Smash. Me smash.
Oh, God. I regret making the suggestion at this point.
Something happened.
So we needed a new spaceship, and we decided to call it Smash Mouth since the planet I'm on is.
What's this wee shit?
Hey, you agreed before I started singing.
What is we? You speak in French?
So what happened was we have a spaceship so we can go from one planet to another. So we have a taxi or a mule depending on how you want to look at it. And I was gonna try to be not creative but go back to more ancient and classical, and I was gonna call it like Hephaestus, go back to the Greek god of forging. And he's like, I don't know, man, maybe we call it Icarus. It gets pretty close to the sun. And I'm like, well, if we're gonna get close to the sun, then wouldn't we be Daedalus, not Icarus? And he's like, then I take a look at it. He's like, yeah, we can't click on the sun. And then my brain was like, oh, walking on the sun, I guess we call it Smash Mouth. And he's like, dude, sold. I want it. I'm regretting that suggestion. Said it to be funny, not literal.
So it's just like a post-nut clarity where you're just like, oh yeah, I have to fap to this, but then you're like, why did I do that? Why did I agree to this?
Close enough, but yeah.
No, I think Buddha's having himself some post-nut clarity on that one. Like,
it was fun at
now
first,
that you're
but then
trying
when
to
you
sing,
realize,
but yeah.
when you try, and it's like you're all the pleasure at the height, but when you calm down, you realize. Oh,
This was a bad
what have I
idea.
done? What have I fucking done?
Should not even have suggested it, but I don't think you can change the name of spaceships, so we're kind of stuck with it now.
now it's Smash Mouth, and I get to sing Smash Mouth for the rest of the time we're playing Satisfaction. I mean Factorio.
You know what?
Whatever
Jimmy
game this
Neutron
is.
Jimmy
Play it
Neutron's father always said, someone said, "We all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo."
Oh God.
Oh, this is getting a little gayer by the minute. Like, okay.
Jimmy Neutron's dad said it, not me.
Big electric pole.
Dude, you can't dual wield Nodachis. That's not possible. Watch.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, I mean, there's like is it in a video? There was like a legend somewhere in this world where a giant guy wields a Zweihander.
Some
Yeah.
huge fucking guy.
It's like it's like either 6 or 7 foot huge muscle man wields a Zweihander, a two-handed greatsword, wields it like a fucking saber. I was like, well, if that kind of legend exists, then I'm believing it. It's
Yeah, the
possible.
mountain.
A real life version, I mean, the historical.
Oh, on that part I don't know, but yeah, no, the dude who played the mountain in Game of Thrones, I believe they gave him a Swinelander. And yeah, he was one-handing that. I mean, he still used two hands for a full swing, but yeah, he was straight up holding that, moving that around with one hand, and it's just that's terrifying. That's all I can say. That's fucking terrifying.
I mean, he's a giant, and also, of course, giant swords for him is like a regular sword. Anyone would have been fucking terrified by that, man. It's like, oh, I'll give him like a, say, 100-inch Nodachi that doesn't wobble, and it's S5 shock steel. And it's also heavy, and it also can cut through people if you're strong enough. Give that man the 100-inch Nodachi, and I'll be fucking terrified. Oh, and the fact that if he can run as fast as a normal human being, I'm shitting my pants and before I die.
No, that reminds me of there's this anime called I never pronounce it right. It's like Utawe Mauro or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you have this special like race of people that are, I mean, they look like normal people, but they have like 10 times the normal strength of a person. And so this character asks for something that doesn't bend, doesn't break, doesn't chip, so it turns into this pillar that kind of has like a pointy edge to it. And the thing must weigh like a ton or two, but because their race is naturally just, 10, 20 times more powerful than a normal human, able to pick it up one-handed and just swing it around, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. Sorry, just a random.
MASH from like the muscle guy, that anime, the main character.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
I can imagine
Silly
like
one.
if those people like are gonna do deadlifts, he was like, have you seen that scene where he's just like twirling the dumbbell, like a 365 lb dumbbell, just twirling it like a stick? I was like, holy shit. It's like his fingers just must be that strong. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I would have been terrified too. If I seen that, man.
The one that came to mind for me was the when he was doing that like pseudo Quidditch game. Nothing?
I didn't watch the anime, but I just watched some scenes, and I was just like,
oh. So yeah, no. So he joins a wizarding school. Obviously, he doesn't have any magic, so everything he does is just through physical prowess. And have you read the Harry Potter books?
I watched some movies.
So you have that game that they play where they're on a broomstick and they have to throw balls around.
Oh yeah. I know that.
So they have this thing in the MASH anime where they have a Quidditch type game, and he's so powerful with so much control that he adds like a backspin to the ball throw, that he throws it, it goes through the hoop, and has enough backspin that it actually comes back to him. So he just stays in position, throwing and having the backspin come back to him, so he scores like 100 points just rapidly because of his muscle control. It's fucking ridiculous.
Shit.
Oh, I got this all the way. Whatever.
I had a video where I tried to dual wield one Nodachi in one hand and the big one on the other. So far, I was able to do it, but it's just still fucking heavy. But I still able to manage do like 5 repetitions of a single technique.
You know what that reminds me? So I had this guy on my second deployment. He was a mechanic, big dude. He was built. And he was like, hey dude, I tell you what, you will never have to work on your own vehicle again if you could do this. And he picked up a full-size sledgehammer. He took it without bending his elbow. He bent his wrist, tapped his nose, and got it perfectly straight again. If anybody can do that, you will never have to work on your vehicle again. And there was actually one dude, Ortega. I fucking love that guy. He was able to do it, and he kept working on his own vehicle. But still, that was the fuck. Because I tried it just for funsies, and as soon as I went from vertical to like just slightly broken, I could feel that come to my face. I'm like, nope.
So what he will do again? So for example, there's a sledgehammer, so I have to.
So imagine taking your sword, blunt end, your Nodachi. Now you have to keep your arm perfectly straight in front of you, and the blunt edge of that sword, you break the plane of your wrist, so it'll come back and touch your face and go perfectly back straight. But you have to keep your arm perfectly straight while you're doing that. So it's all wrist movement, no arm movement to support it.
So you basically just the edge of the Nodachi, of the blunt edge, and it has to be...
Yeah, like you scratch the tip of your nose with your Nodachi.
Yeah.
Or your arm is perfectly straightforward.
Arm perfectly straight. Oh, okay, and I can...
That's the closest I can, but yeah, you do that, and like I said, I gave it a try. I definitely was not in the camp that was going to be able to do that.
I am actually gonna try with my heavy Nodachi, and even
well, like I said, just use the blunt head for the edge of the. For the love of God, just use the blunt head.
Oh come on, dude! That thing's like 60 inches long. Your arm is not that long. You.
You know, even without the edge, trying to twist it upwards, with just my wrist, it's holy shit. Oh.
Yeah.
But I need
now with the now imagine doing that with the sledgehammer, because obviously you got the wooden part, which is, you know, not that much weight, but it's at the heavy part is at the full edge of the fulcrum. So it was a wicked, yeah, that's not for me. No.
So okay, I'm gonna try with a regular sword. With a regular one. So arm straight, with the wrist pointed upwards until the blunt edge hits my nose, right?
Yeah. So you have it perfectly vertical, and then you break you twist your wrist so that it taps your nose and goes perfectly straight back up.
I need a shorter one. My swords are too long. Holy shit!
I was gonna say I figured that was gonna be one of your issues.
That was the big problem I immediately saw, is that the sword you were describing was much too long to do that.
Even my training katana is like probably too long. I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna see a sledgehammer, I'll try doing that.
But yeah, a sledgehammer I think is only like what, 4 feet? You would say, XioniX? 3 feet?
Yeah, something like that.
Wait, I think I tried lifting a sledgehammer at one of the Canadian Tire. I was still training at that time, and then I tried to lift it with one hand. I was like, holy shit, this is big. I need to...
Yeah, sledgehammers are fucking heavy. Like,
I mean, they are and they are not, because if I remember, it more comes down to the fulcrum aspect of it, because I think they only get, well, I think on the heavy, well, no, on the heavy end, they get up there, but I think you're looking at, you know, what, 15, 20 pounds?
Something like that, but it's 20 pounds at the head. The handle doesn't weigh a fucking thing.
Yeah, so it's the fulcrum aspect of it, and that's where the whole, you're holding the wooden end and you're breaking the plane of your wrist so that it comes towards you. And if you're doing it with, you know, light stuff, it's not that bad, but yeah, no, dude. I saw that dude do it with a sledgehammer. I saw my friend do it with the sledgehammer. I pretended like I could even pretend I could do it with a sledgehammer.
Man, if I'm able to do that, if I have the ability to do that, I'm already like able to swing both of my Nodachis very well. I'm just gonna... I'll have to...
You need a lot of forearm strength, man. That's the thing, is you need a lot of forearm strength.
And I think the forearm strength is also pretty handy too when it comes to shooting guns, especially machine guns.
Not so much. It's more stability in the shoulder, so you need upper body. Because when it comes to a machine gun, especially if you're, well, correction. If you're doing more military style where you're more prone or what have you, you're putting the machine gun straight into your shoulder. Because the amount of recoil that has, you need as much stability as possible. So you're putting that straight into your shoulder. Where if you're trying to like Tech 9 that and do nothing with your wrist, honestly, I would still argue that's a waste of bullets. Like, I'm not even sure if you could be like, what do I call it? I'm thinking a mixture between Schwarzenegger in his prime, The Rock kind of when he was working out for the Hercules movie, and there was a third person I was thinking of. Like, the amount of forearm strength you would need to try to even maintain a certain amount of stability with that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not the type of thing average humans can do.
So with my sword training, so with dual wielding my swords, forearm strength is a necessity, right? Still.
Yeah.
So I have no training in sword fighting. I'm just thinking in general biomechanics of how the body works. Yes, it's important, but you have to think when you're swinging, you're more shoulder and triceps. The forearms is more maintaining stability and precision, where the force is going to come from the triceps locking up, you know, going from your arms from bent to forward. Now, obviously, you still want some wrist tilting to maximize, because it goes back to the fulcrum. If you're twisting the blade with your wrist, you're gonna add that extra little flick, and that extra little flick will add more power to it. But I still think it's gonna be more shoulder and triceps with the flick of the wrist. Yeah. Shoulder, upper back, and the back of your biceps.
And also I think we can all agree, like, there are 4 shoulder muscles. People keep on overlooking the 3 at the back, which is if you maximize the 3, you have more power, especially when it comes to punches. But if you only and front is also important, but people keep forgetting that you have to exercise the 3 at the back, because I mean there are 3 muscles, more like 3 muscles compared to 1. Yeah, that's why. Oh, no wonder there are a lot of shoulder injuries.
I agree. I'm just gonna say one thing. Honestly, I thought it was 6 muscles in the back. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some smaller muscle groups, but yeah, your back. I thought it was 6. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'd have to.
I'm talking about the shoulder muscles in general, like the 4 rotational muscles.
Yeah, when it comes to the back, the shoulder, and all that jazz, yeah, there's a bunch of muscles back there that people don't seem to realize are very fucking important. They just kind of ignore it because either it's used in such limited scope, so it's infrequent usage, or it's you need to pay a lot more attention, or people need to pay more attention to their back. But it also depends on what they're doing. Like if you're fighting, oh yeah, if you're just a regular schmo, working your back makes you look better, but that's about it.
The rotator cuff. Since I'm constantly I'm applying a lot of the Kali or Arnis Filipino martial arts of stick fighting or sword fighting, so rotations of my shoulders and is important. There are 4 muscles here. I just recalled the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor. Those are the back shoulder, and the front one is the subscapularis. Most people exercise the front, not the back. Which made me realize, I'm like, holy shit, I forgot I have to exercise the back. No wonder I wasn't able to swing it properly. Ever since I tried to do a certain exercise that also exercise the back rotator cuff muscles, every time I swing, especially since when it came out, the Dachi arrived, I was trying to swing with both of them, same technique and how I handle it. I was like, damn, I'm still able to swing it. Well, still, I'm shaky, but damn. I guess exercising the back muscles and the back rotator cuffs really come in handy.
No, it's one of those things, like, you don't realize how much you do or don't use a muscle until it really gets involved in something. I'm trying to remember what I was doing. I think it was like overhead lifting, and then all of a sudden I started feeling weird pains in weird places where it's like, why the oh, that's right, that's gonna now don't get me wrong, I couldn't name a muscle to save my life, but well, I can name a few. But yeah, when it comes down to it, I understand the general overall of the inner muscular connectivity. And so this one helps stabilize, or helps this, or helps this. So you don't think about 9 times out of 10 until all of a sudden you're using it for whole day straight, then all of a sudden you're just like, ow, pain, make it stop. Why the pain?
Okay, I'm not getting enough airplane.
Alright. No, it's the same thing that happened the first time I got my fat ass to the gym about a year ago now. I was just trying to do basic workout, like just simple bench press and stuff like that again. Oh man, some of the pain I was feeling in some of the locations were just like, the fuck is this?
And doing my sword exercises really helped me realize like importance of the back and the shoulders. Well, forearms, biceps, and triceps are important, especially when I have to dual wield my two Nodachis. But at the same time, it helped me realize like, hey, if you want to dual wield this properly, you gotta have to fucking work your back. Because the last time I hear you working on your back was you're carrying heavy backpacks when you were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I really need to work on my back and my core too. It's like every time I go do like, you know, follow along, it's like doing the workouts on YouTube, I notice every time they do certain lifts, especially with the dumbbells, they activated their core every time they lift it up. It's like every repetition, like one, and then when they're gonna lower it down, they relax their core. So they use the core more often. I was like, you know what? I have to practice using my core as well, especially when I'm doing sword training. And the difference of using and not using my core is big. It
Yeah.
is huge.
Well, the
Not
core
just
is
in
actually the one muscle group you could pretty much work out every day, because you have to think, you do use your core muscles for everything that you do. So they're always in a state of tearing and repairing. The one that got me is when I was in AIT, it's a military training. We were doing muscle failure on the core. Dude, the next day, I could tell you every fiber of my fucking abdomen because I felt the pain in all of them. Oh god, that was a miserable day. But yeah, no, your core, you use it for everything. You should strengthen it because it's important for everything. But until you go to that like extreme level of strain, you don't realize how often you use your core. Just even coughing was just like a state of agony where it's like
Oh yeah, one time I think I was exercising my abs, the ab area, and then I think the next day I was coughing. The difference between coughing regularly and coughing with a sore ab, it is painful. Like ow, like ow, ow.
well, it's
And
one of
then-
those things like when your stomach hurts and somebody makes you laugh, it's like
Please stop.
Exactly.
what did I
Yeah,
do
it's-
to make you hate me? Please make it stop.
It's like, and not only that, it's like you sometimes I know this sounds crazy and it sounds like in my imagination, but one time like I was coughing so bad and and it came from a stomach workout that the pain also made me cough. So it's like I'm coughing because I'm kind of sick, and then the pain also made me cough because I was in pain. Like, what is this torture? It's like someone is stepping on my stomach intentionally with spikes.
Oh yeah, no, thankfully I've only really affected or felt that effect once, and that wasn't well the day after, because day of your body is still kind of processing everything, but when you go to bed and you wake up the next morning, it's just like, and you like do that morning stretch, it's like, oh! We're gonna go for a run now, and you can feel every time you're moving to run, it's like pain, pain, pain. Why do I hit myself?
You know, yesterday I did like katana nodachi on one hand and then switches it to the other. I did that training yesterday. Then with the same time I tried my new nodachi. So, and then I was like doing it for like 2 hours straight. I didn't realize it. Now today I woke up and then I realized like, oh, it's like, ow, ow, what the heck? Oh, my biceps hurt, my triceps hurt, my forearm feels like it's always on locked in mode. Like it's really like it's always stiff. Then whenever I move, like, ooh, ooh. I think I did it too much, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
was
No,
worth
it's
it.
one of those things like you're not gonna really know what the hell you're doing to yourself until the next day.
Sometimes you really enjoy the exercise, right? I mean, that's the important part. Some people do it because I need to do it, but the difference of doing it because as a discipline and doing it because you want to, it helps. And if you use it both, it's important. I do support that. But the difference, like if you do it so much, like you didn't notice the time, and then the next day, like you said, like ow, 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 ooh, I did it too much. I did it too much. Ooh. Yes, it was worth it, but I think I have. Do I need to call in sick?
I think I broke something. Why do I hate myself? You did this to me.
Help me, Simmons! I
Speaking
need
of-
your spare ovaries.
Totally forgot that line.
Oh boy, that caught me off guard. And also, speaking of broken, like months ago, I was doing my jiu-jitsu training because it's a 2-month special because it's too much new student package. One time, there's this guy that there's a technique where he has to his body on top of me, and then he has to like try to choke me. His body on top of I forgot the technique.
All right,
His body on top of me.
this isn't gonna get not safe for work. Like this is getting a little.
No.
It's not
This is
martial arts. This is fine.
It's just martial arts. Don't worry. It's like he was.
This is consensual.
He's supposed to strangle me. That they were like supposed to. I have to get out of that. One time, what this dude like? He's so strong to the point where he's not even yet the choking me, but his body was like trying to crush my chest so hard that I felt a pop in one of my side. I was like, ow, 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 oh, oh, oh.
Ooh.
It's just a small pop. Like I felt like it's either a joint move or I hope not. There's not a crack. That time I was not yet a permanent resident, so and I was like, can we please stop? It's not the pain. It's usually when there's a crack. It's like it's like, but felt like it's like a numbing. I was like, oh wait. I think something popped. And then it was sore. It's sore-ish. It's like it feels like there's inflammation there, but to this day, I don't think I still feel my ribs. I can still count them, but I think it's just those
They're
some
all still
ribs.
there.
One piece.
I mean, those some joints or most joints have most bones have a joint, right? So and then those fingers when you crack it and it makes a popping noise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I should research it. I don't know if ribs also is connected to a joint. But if it is, I think he just like cracked it, like the pop joint. But if I'm gonna do like a general checkup, I have to tell them like, please tell. This is like I know this is
Police?
months ago, but can you? No.
I have to tell the police.
You don't. I don't need to tell the police. It's part of the training, and it's my fault because my body's weak as fuck, and I should have disciplined myself more when it comes to sleeping and eating and exercise. That guy really trained for jiu-jitsu, so his body was conditioned, and I'm not. I was starting to condition myself, so I can consider this my fault. And nothing happened, especially. It's just that side. I mean, my left side. After that, it would feel like numbing or like a bruising pain for a month. But after that, it's okay. I just really hope nothing cracked there. If I'm gonna do a general checkup, since I finally got our permanent residence application here in Canada got approved, and once we got the ID, I hope that when I do a general checkup, everything's okay. Because so far, I'm feeling my chest right. I'm feeling the size right now. Yeah, I don't think anything's broken there. I mean, if there's anything broken, I would have touched it and be like, ouch. But
Yes and no. So unfortunately, one that I do know about for a fact is it's called an intercostal tear. And what that is you have a certain amount of cartilage between your ribs, like it helps keep them stabilized so your ribs maintain or formality that is not based on your sternum. And there was this one time in the military, there was a bit of a car wreck incident. Like it was nothing major, but apparently it tore the intercostal cartilage between my ribs.
Intercostal tear.
Between for that next like week, dude, I was breathing like I had emphysema, and I was questioning every breath, like, this hurts. Why do I do this? I don't think it's worth it. Oh, it was bad. 2 days. It was horrible.
It healed. It healed itself, right?
Yeah, it healed. It healed, but that was a miserable 2 days. Fucking miserable. The other one that comes to mind is apparently I'm minorly allergic to a antibiotic. I'm not gonna say what it is because you guys don't even know that. But it led to my joints becoming like that of like, I don't know, a 9-year-old man. Like every time I even wanted to like raise my hand to scratch my chin, I could feel every joint like moving as if they had sandpaper in it. So I was like, so I was laying there calculating every time I wanted to roll over in my bunk, every time I wanted to get up and go to the bathroom, like every single thing was pain. So I was like, do I really need to go pee right now? Because if I don't, I am not getting up. Didn't even want to shake my head. Oh God, that was horrible.
It reminded me of the time I got a horrible sunburn at the back and on my arm.
Do you have friends that come up and smack you in the back too?
No, gladly I did not. But I was with my family and my dad's side of the family. I was in the Philippines before I went here in Canada. Yeah. We went swimming, and I think I forgot to take a sunscreen because I was just swimming around. It's like, oh, I don't feel the heat of the sun anyways. Oh, from 12 to 1, I was just bathing in the sun, even out in the swimming pool for like an hour. And then the next few days, I was like, what is my back feel pain? And then my mom pictured my back, and it's like, yeah, this is your back, right? It was red. It was fucking red. And even some of my shoulders are in red. You know, the painful is not just the movement, but every time I lay down at my back, it feels like my body's already on oven mode. Like when you're gonna lie down at the same back that it's so hot. Every movement is like, oh. It's like I cannot sleep. And I have to if I feel sleepy, I'm taking advantage of that. Because if I don't, if I gonna lay down and try to sleep, the more I can't sleep. Ow, ooh. And then
I've had that. Yeah, keep going, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Eventually it starts to peel off, but it was a excruciating week. I even had school at that time. Well, gladly it's online school, but still, like, if it was not online school, oh boy, it's like my classmates would have been, hey, what's up? I'm glad it was an online school. That it was like COVID was still rampant at that time, but holy shit, I'm glad it did not happen when it's pre-COVID. Otherwise, my friends would be like, hey, what's up, my pack? Sometimes they smack me in the back hard. So imagine that with a sunburned back. Would have been screaming like bloody murder, like somebody stabbed me.
No, and that's ooh. Sorry, that's one of those things. Same thing on my end, where so I had something like that happen when I was in Boy Scouts. That's one of those that if they see that happen, oh, people are intentionally trying to figure out ways to come run. Be like, hey, how's it going? Whack!
You're gonna like ask them and be like, what the hell did I ever do to you in the first place?
You're a piece of shit. Nobody loves you. Why? No, actually, the other one that blew my mind when it happened to me. So on my first deployment, I was working at a fuel site, and there was this one time. I forget exactly what happened, but I got a bunch of JP8 as diesel. I got a bunch of diesel on like my arms. And I was working through it for a while, and I think it was like just kind of sitting on my arms for, I don't know, like an hour before I was able to go back, strip off, get a new uniform. The next day, my arms were so sensitive to heat, to touch. Like I was intentionally putting my arm against a wall to help cool it off, but at the same time, making that contact with the wall shot a fucking lightning worth of pain through my body. So I was like, my arms are burning. That's what I learned what a chemical burn was. I always thought that was like chemical burn. What? No, chemical burns are mean.
Oh, you think sunburn is bad? Well, guess what? Get chemical burn, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, no, that was a wild ride where it's like, okay, I think I learned something about biology in general and something about myself.
That's why in some in some of the nursing homes that I had, like as a practicum, we call it practicum. Before I become an official healthcare aide, we went to one of the nursing homes, and there's this one device where, in case you got chemicals in your eyes, it will pull down and will pull down, and you have to immediately wash your eyes. The white part, along with the water that came with it, it's not chloroform. It's actually medicine. Don't avoid it. Like, pull it down, put your eyes between it, and let it wash itself.
Oh yeah, no. So down here, at least, if you take a chemistry class or whatever, they have to give you, a general walkthrough. Here's the safety facilities and how they work. And so they're like, hey, here's the chemical shower. It drops 20 gallons worth of water, like a second. So you get over here, you pull this lever, and just get doused in, like 100 gallons of water, just instantly. And they're like, okay, now if you get chemicals in your eyes, you go over to this station, and it kind of, well, not 100 gallons, but it kind of does the same thing. And you know what? I don't even like eye drops. So I'm already looking at that station like it's the fucking devil. Like, no, me and you are never going to play. Ugh. Just the idea of having chemicals in my eyes.
You might change your mind, though.
Yeah, probably, but just the thought of it is just cringe-inducing. Where I'm like, no, you can't make me do it. You can't make me do it.
Nope. Yep.
Oh, just even now thinking about it, it's just like you can go pound sand. No, keep that chemical shit away from my eyeballs.
Yeah, and you just said that like 20 gallons of water in this chemical shower. When I was young, at first I thought, could just take a regular shower. Why 20 gallons of water per second? I don't understand. And then when I learned more about chemicals and how they can hurt you, I was like, you know what? 20 gallons is actually okay.
Yeah, that sounds kind of reasonable.
Because you don't wash that off immediately, knowing how chemicals work and how our bodies work, and with a lot of molecules and shit. If it reacts very fast, it can spread like like a wildfire. So yeah, 20 gallons is reasonable, because if you don't, you're gonna fucking die within minutes.
Yep. No, I keep going back to that whole ignorance is bliss, because when you start hearing about some of that shit, you're just like, how do I not get near that? That's what I want to sign up for. I want to sign up for the no category. Just like, keep me not in this realm.
Speaking of ignorance is bliss, I'm glad I did not apply that, because when I was like practicing like Kali, when trying to dual wield the stick, so the first time I use it, one time I was trying to practice like what they call the single weave. I'll just explain to that in another day. So I was doing single weave, like swinging my sword, and then one time the stick hit my shin like pop. I was like, fucking hell. And my dad was like, if you could, it's a good thing you were practicing, because if you're actually serious and you're actually intending of hitting somebody, you could actually break your shin. I was like, well, I'm glad I'm still practicing myself. And then it bruised on the spot. It's not a big bruise, but every time I touched it, I was like, ow, 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 for a week. And I was like, you know what? I could have stopped here, but nope, I'm continuing it. And now I can practice Nodachi. Usually they say, oh, practice with a blunt object or with a practice sword. I was like, nah, I'll practice with a real ass sword. I'm not worrying about that. I already hit myself with a stick. But I'm still keeping, I'm still trying to be careful. Both how I take care of my sword, because I don't want to break it. At the same time, I have to train myself to like really be careful while still being effective when it comes to swing, because the last thing I want is just to cut myself.
Well, and that's the biggest thing, is practicing with a practice sword or a blunt weapon. It's safe, it's good, it'll let you learn some hard lessons with minimal consequences. But at the same time, some people will take that like, oh, I'm perfectly fine. Oh, this is actually supposed to be sharp. So it's a little column A, column B for me. Like, there's an understanding for why you do something that's, training with you know, not with not sharp weapons.
Yeah. Well,
want
I
a beer,
guess,
Sile?
I just grabbed one. I thought you were being slow.
Keep
I
going.
guess training with, yeah, I was about to say like training with sharp weapons. I guess it also trained me to be like, I have to really master and that to really practice this technique. Otherwise, one mistake, I'm fucked. Well, I did. Well, I couldn't say it's an accident, but more like when I first got my first ever Nodachi before I got the second one, which I always wanted, I was like, intentionally like run down one of my fingers, like how sharp is this thing?
Ow, 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 ow.
It's
Well,
not like I'm like,
two sayings that come to mind right now is pain is the best teacher, and as one comedian put it, memory and leather go together. You know, you hurt yourself, it's gonna stick in your mind. Actually, that reminds me, I cut myself once, and it was more like a shallow cut. I didn't really feel it at the time, but for like the next 2 weeks, that was probably the most sensitive part of my body, where it's just like, okay, no, never again, never again.
This is not what we do here.
yeah, when you know what? The funny thing that I did after that is okay. Now it really is sharp, so it hurts. It's an ouchie a little bit. So you know what? The funny thing I did, the blood, I intentionally kind of rub it onto the leather, a little bit. Now it's like I'm pretending like we're bonded now.
We are one, mother. Come to me.
The only serious cut that I got from my fingers from the workplace, like it produced a scar. I can take a picture of it right now. And I was like, oh, if it produced a scar, it means it's really that deep. Okay, hold on.
Yes and no.
It depends, I guess, but hold on. Come on.
No, the one I remember is there was a couple times I had a chick I was close with. All of a sudden, it's like, where did you get this scar? And all of a sudden, I realized, you know, I got a bunch of scars on my body. I don't even fucking remember where I got them. It's just like, no clue, no clue. Oh, I remember that one. No clue, no clue.
Okay. I took a picture and I'll just send it in the chat. You guys you can check. Okay. Here we go. Sending. Here. It's in the chat. You guys can look if that's the only quote unquote major cut that I ever received on my hand. Rest is just that was from work. And ironically, that's from working. Like, you know, one of those doors where it has like a, you know, in the hole of the door of the side of the wall, it has like an extended metal. It's like called a door stopper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In my workplace, it's not supposed to be sharp, but in one of the rooms, it was sharp. So I hit it. I hit the back of that finger. It's not only just a hit. It's like it could have been a hit, but I slide it down unintentionally. I was like, oof. Oh boy. I hope there's not a chunk of flesh there. No, it was just bleeding profusely.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the next few days when it was healing, I can't really bend the finger for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
It could have been healed like faster, but the thing is, in my work, I'm also constantly using my hands, wearing gloves, so it sweats a lot in the arms. I wash dishes, I wash my hands, I keep on using alcohol, so the healing is slow.
Yeah.
Very fucking slow. It's like I always kept on using my hands, especially my right hand, and I was like, well, I guess I will be like, ow, ow, ow. Okay, it's good now. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Oh, and also whenever I hit the area, when it was still healing, just a slight touch, feels like I hit it with full force. I was like, fuck, that was so sensitive. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
wound is so sensitive. Like, oh! The only time that it majorly hit was, ironically, again, it's at work. When I hit it, it's like, oh, fuck. It feels like it opened again.
Mm-hmm. No, I know exactly what you're talking about on that front.
I think it's true what they say is like the smaller the wound, the more the hurtful it is, but the bigger the wound, the less painful it is, which is also scary at the same time. And I was like, why? And then I remember, oh right, the deeper the wound, because you destroyed the nerve cells. So of course the pain receptors are kind of destroyed. So that's why it's less painful the deeper it is. But it's also scary at the same time because you're like, huh, it's
See,
painful, but not that painful.
I always figured the deeper the wound, it was actually the less nerve centers that interact, where if it's shallow, but it covers a wide area, it's affecting a large swath, which is why it's like, okay, shallow wounds generally hurt more, where deep wounds, while they can have
Some pain.
long effects, it's still like, I don't know, I forget. I just remember where it's like, deep wounds, they're bad, but, you know, they don't hurt as much. Where shallow wounds, those are the ones. It's the same reason why things like rubber bullets are horrible, because it's all surface damage, all surface. Where a bullet, I mean, that's bad. It's very life-threatening, but it's cutting through the nerve endings. It's not actually, you know, it's affecting a smaller area, just deeper.
Yeah, it's like that's why things like paper cuts are a bitch. That's the thing that sometimes it can make you paranoid or something when touching papers. It's like you can get a paper cut unintentionally. It's like just the right angle, the right movement, and the right pacing can give you, ow, why this hurt? Oh, right paper cut, fucking hell.
See, you know, the one thing I've gotten the most of when it comes to cuts and has led to a fair amount of scars was actually cardboard cuts. So I was moving a bunch of cardboard, and you know, I've gotten a bunch of cuts based on cardboard, bunch of cuts.
Oh, I know that feeling. Oh, I got once too, but it doesn't. It's a good thing it didn't lead to a scar. But damn, those are oof.
Yeah, no, I think I got a dozen or two scars just based off of picking up, cutting, moving, manipulating cardboard.
It's like,
No,
oh,
I got a
that's bad.
fucking
You got a lot of-
Tupperware cup the other day because I was trying to open one of those dough. Stupid fucking problem to have, but they hurt like cardboard cuts.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
boy.
you must respect
got-
the cardboard.
It's like you got so much cuts. Hey, what kind of battle did you win? Did you win a fight? Did you win a knife fight, or you in some kind of fighting an animal? No, I just got this from cardboard. Like, oh, you were fighting cardboard with your friends? No, I was just picking up cardboard, and I intentionally get cardboard cuts and scars with it. Oh, were you lifting like weapons? No, I'm just doing my own business. This is nothing awesome, man.
I'm literally just moving cardboard around, and nothing special.
So I've done it where so I was drunk one night and I was living at, so I have a bunch of wall hangers, swords, size, axes, and shit like that. And I was living at this apartment, and it was always going to be temporary, so I didn't bother hanging these things up. So I kept them in like a duffel bag in my bedroom, but they didn't like fit in the duffel bag. Like some of them stuck out to the end. And one day I was drunk off my ass. I just went to the bathroom and I was going back to my bed, and I turned the corner into my bedroom a bit too sharply, and I kicked one of my swords that was sticking out of the bag, and it didn't stop until it hit the bone in my feet. Like, it fucking just stabbed the shit out of my butt. And I was so drunk that I mean, it was bleeding quite a bit, and I wasn't going to go to the hospital because, you know, I'm a man. And so basically what I did is I just took like a bunch of fucking paper towels, wrapped them around my foot, tied it off, and I went to bed. And, you know, it stopped bleeding over the course of the night, but in the next morning it hurt when I took the paper towels off because, you know, I glued paper towel to this fucking hole in my foot. And anyways, to this day, I still have a scar on my foot from where I fucking kicked a sword, and it didn't stop until my, you know, my bone, like...
Oh, okay. Oh, did it hit your bone?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it was like I kicked it and I pulled my foot away and the sword came with it. Like, like
Oh, it chipped a bolt.
yeah,
Oh.
like it. And I now keep the sword at work with
Oh.
a custom sheath that I made that I had one of my work buddies make for it.
Oh, God. That I can imagine the image in my head. Ooh, it's like
Yeah.
sticking a nail there.
Mm-hmm.
Now when I train new interns, I tell them I will stab them and give them hepatitis.
Oh, that.
Hey, so Zio, I went to Fulgora so I can go grab some additional processing units and productive units.
Yep.
Our new issue is for the electrolytes, which leads into our science packs.
Okay.
We're not getting enough stone.
Well, that's a interesting problem to have.
I mean, I guess I can. It's not too big of a problem. I could fix that too. I just didn't think that would be a problem.
No, it doesn't strike you as a problem, like not like a real kind of problem, but like a.
Yeah, just like a. Really?
Why is this
Okay,
an issue?
Okay, I can fix this quick enough. So I do that.
2N.
Oh, and it's like that one game where it's like, for example, money. Oh, you have overflowing money now. Is this gonna be it's not gonna be a problem. Like, I can go, and then in the late game, you're like, huh. The one that is not supposed to be the problem, where it's supposed to be like a common loot, now becomes a fucking problem because I don't have enough. Huh.
No, and that's actually one of those things I remember I was talking to XioniX about a couple of times where it's like, you have, there's always the problem in games with the economy. Because you eventually hit a point where it's just like, okay, I have or it starts off, okay, I need a shit ton of this, I need a ration this. Then you hit that point where it's like, I don't fucking care anymore. Like, you're literally just buying stuff that doesn't matter anymore because you have so much
Of that thing.
yeah, of that resource. And the one that comes to mind the most for me, because we got so into it, was Assassin's Creed. Like, you spend so long of that game just like, man, like, I need to save my money, I save my money. Then you hit that one point where all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're like, okay, what's the next useless thing that I don't need, but now I have the money for it, so I might as well buy it because I got nothing else to do with the goddamn money.
Yep.
So now I just added stone to the pick-off line for the addition that I showed you earlier. You're not gonna remember it, but
Oh,
So
come on,
now
it wasn't that long. Oh.
Alright, so I added stone to the pick-off line along with the holmium and the ice blocks.
Roger that.
So I think. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go first.
Well, I was just gonna say, hopefully that's gonna now fix, because it's such a weird problem to not have enough stone. That's all I was gonna say. What were you gonna say?
I was like about to show a video where it's not. It's like my ideal way of the speed that if I'm gonna dual wield the sword. It's like it's not exactly the technique I'm gonna do, but it's gonna show you like my main goal when dual wielding my Nodachi. It's like this type of speed. I'm gonna send it in the chat if you have the time, though. Like.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out later, but yeah.
Yeah, later. No, don't worry. Not now. That was like, that's the kind of speed that I'm aiming for. Even just close to that. Also, I don't know if I already told you this, like, if I'm gonna dual wield the Nodachi with another weapon, I usually, for example, this one is 16 inches, like the handle, I hold it in the 8-inch mark. I'm holding it in the middle. I'm still able to swing it. I just need to practice my forearm, and I just need to practice my arm and shoulder power for it. Even if I'm holding it in one hand in the middle, I'm still able to swing it properly.
No, don't forget your triceps, so keep doing your push-ups too. But yeah, no, because I remember hearing about that when it comes to some of the longer swords, is they have like a blunt area, like midway up, so you can shorten and increase the force of a swing if you need to.
Yeah, so I'm holding my I can hold my Nodachi in the middle. Since it's 16 inches, I'm gonna hold it in the 8-inch mark. So as that way, when I'm gonna twirl it with another sword, the handle doesn't get in the way.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah, it's harder because of course Nodachi is already long, and then I have to hold one hand, and it's already hard, and I have to hold it in the middle, which adds extra weight because of gravity and shit. But hey, it's a good workout for as long as I'm doing it like little by little. The only time
Yeah.
that is a mistake where Iskander even told me like to be careful not to overdo it. I also take it to the mind because most people they say, "Oh, I have to train like this." Like, yeah, but do it slowly. Like that's what in the Atomic Habits where they learn. Like, do it slowly but consistently, and eventually you'll skyrocket your progress because you'll never realize, "Oh, I can do more now." But if you do it, that's the difference between motivation and discipline. You do more in the first few days, and then you get burned out on the rest. It's consistency.
Yeah, motivation's a spark. It's not the fuel.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Just consistency. If I can only do 6, I'll just do 6 a day, and then eventually I'll do 7, and I'll probably skyrocket into 15. It happens. One day happens. Like I was just doing like with a Nodachi and a katana in one hand, one Nodachi in one hand, the katana in the other hand. I was just doing 10 by 10, and then suddenly I was able to do like 30, 50. It's like, holy shit, so it works. So the Atomic Habits really does work. I just suddenly skyrocketed to 10 a day to becoming like 50, 70, 80. Even I tried it today, yesterday, 100 repetitions with it. It's like, damn.
No, the one that got me, and this is the peak of me being a fat ass, is I was like, okay, I need to start working out to lose weight. I bought myself a 20-pound dumbbell. That 20-pound dumbbell kicked my ass. I had to pansy out and get myself a 15 so I could work out. I'm not gonna lie, that was like I'm such a bitch. I can't even handle a 20-pounder. I mean, I was able to do the workout, but the recuperation required for my body after that was no. Okay, let's be humble. Go back down to 15. Do something that you can do repetitions frequently, and then you can go from there. God, that was so embarrassing.
Yeah, that's why I also realized like, okay, I know I'm excited with the sword, and I can do. For example, today I do.
Be patient though. Just need to be patient. Let it build.
Yeah, like the short Dachi in one hand and the long on the other, and then I switched it with the other hands. I do it 6, like the single weave technique. I do it 6 times. So and then I switch grips and I switch swords on the other hands. Do it 6 times. So 6. And then I was like, I can do 4 more, but I was like, no. Do not do extra 4, otherwise you will regret that tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. Like, save the energy. Otherwise, the last time I did that kind of mindset was burned me out on practicing dual swords for like a month or 2. I was like, that was
well, and it's the same thing that when it comes to building muscle. You need to go for progressive failure. Like you need to push. There's going to be those times or those days where you're going to want to do an extra 1 or 2 swings. It's not your absolute max, but it's close, and then that will stimulate the growth to push even that much further. So literally this week, it's sad to say, but so my new max that I can do up to 4 bench press of is now up to 185, and I'm doing this without spotter, so I have to be very safe or else I'm in trouble. So I got up to 185. I was able to force myself up to 4, and then I was like, okay, I hit 4, done there. If I were to do one more, this is gonna be one of those where I'm struggling or I'm like literally flopping weights off the fucking the bar. So you still need to do that push. Just do it safely. Do it in things that you can control. Get close to burnout, but don't burn out type thing. It's one of those things that it's always that little bit of additional progression that you're trying to aim for.
Yeah. And yesterday I did 5, so today I did 6, and the 6 was like, okay, 5 was good. Then I tried the 6. Oh, it's quite shaky. Now this is what I want. It's a bit shaky, but not too much. And then I stop. And tomorrow I'll add in another rep. But for example, say I can still do 6. That's okay. I'll just go to the next one as long as it's the number one is consistency. Number one. Number 2 is where the progression hits. But if you can't progress, as long as it's consistent, the body will eventually be like, huh, I guess we have to upgrade ourselves then. Boom.
Well, and that's true. 100% true. The biggest problem is when you rest on your laurels, like, oh, I can do this, 10, 20 times, and that's good. It's like, no. Once you hit, you have to determine on your own what that threshold is, whatever the number is. And once you hit that level, that's when it's like, okay, now I need to increase the difficulty, and then that's how you contain. So, like you said, do small, continue on. Then once you hit a certain level, you have to force yourself into another rep or another difficulty upgrade, or else you're doing the same thing. You're gonna maintain that consistency, which is good, but you're not gonna progress either. And now I have to wait for another rocket ship so I can get off this planet. God damn it.
Yeah, consistency. It's also, I'm just gonna repeat what you said. Basically, yeah, I agree that, for example, you cannot reach the past level. Just be consistent first. For example, 5 reps, and then when you feel like comfortable, okay, then I'll upgrade myself first. But as long as you're not yet comfortable, I would also suggest not to push yourself unless you say to yourself, okay, I'm ready. That's why
the problem is it's hitting that proper level of comfortable, because there's the comfortable where you're gonna stay there, then there's the comfortable where it's like, okay, now I'm good to go to the next level. And that's where the real danger zone kicks in. Is either A, you're gonna sit there and be like, okay, I'm ready to go forward, and sometimes, depending on what you're doing, it's better to risk pushing forward. Other times it's like, okay, no, I need to do this a little while longer, let my body adjust, then push forward. So it still depends, but yeah, there always needs to be that little bit of a need to push forward until you have a certain platform. Like, I have no urge to try to become, uber strongman. I'm not even gonna pretend I'm gonna be a guy who's gonna be able to bench press 500 pounds. If I can get to the point where I'm bench pressing, 10 reps of 3 of like 200, 250 pounds, I don't think I would push beyond that, because I have no need to push beyond that. I am going to be in a very healthy, strong zone. I don't think I have to go any further than that.
Do you even lift,
Yeah.
bro?
Hey, shut up. This is my story. And right now I'm saying I lift.
That's why I also keep right now I'm looking at the notebook record of myself. Like, okay, how many reps did I did today compared to yesterday? I'm keeping track.
Yeah, no, it's good. Journaling, I suck at journaling, but that's one of those things I've heard is when it comes down to it, journaling is actually uber important.
Super. It's like it made me realize how much progress I've made. I'm looking at it right now. It's like I just realized how much progress I'm making all this time. I was like, holy shit. Okay, when is the jump? Okay, I've seen the jump here. Like, okay, starting from May 1. Single weave for a single weave technique. One katana one hand, Nodachi on the other, then switch sides. So only 15 reps for each, and then suddenly it jumped into 50, and then I go back. It suddenly jumped into 50 on May 4. Then I tried to rest myself because I did it too much. So May 6, 7, 8, 9, May 9 go back to 50, and then rest. And then the only time that it actually jumped is when it reaches in May 17, like from 15 reps now to daily 25 reps. And now May 26 is now every day is a 50 rep. Like, holy shit, I just jumped that much. not to brag, but I just realized like the consistency really is powerful, especially when it comes to increasing your limit little by little. It's not just, oh, I can do 10, I'll do 100 tomorrow. No.
Nope.
That's not how it works. That's not how it. If that really works, then we could have been superheroes by the end of the day. That would have been a much better life. But no, we have to stick with this kind of body unless we're born with special genes. There's like that one gene where you're born with super muscles. Like that.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. I remember the most extreme one I ever saw was that bull. I think I know what you know what I'm talking about too. No?
Bull?
Oh wow. Like literal animal bull horns.
Alright.
Bull. You look that up. I don't know what the G mutation's called. Just look up muscular bull or whatever. You see this thing that looks like it could bench press a fucking skyscraper.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it right now. Like holy shit.
Yeah. You see something like that, it's just like, oh, okay. That is not I. I know that is not me.
Yeah, but you know that genetic mutation where a human that can get it, like you have like muscles and you can train yourself to be even stronger. You hit the gene pool jackpot right there. Like that is, there's no downside to that at all. I don't see any downside to that.
There's always a downside. It's just hard to see when you don't have it.
I guess it's the quote unquote downside is you're twice as hungry because you need to always feed your muscle, but depending on your financial status, I mean, I like to eat, so it's a win-win for.
Hey, Speed, how's it going?
Oh, Speed is here. You know, I like to eat, so I don't consider that as a consequence. Like, oh, you have to eat twice as much because you have your muscles are growing even without you exercising. Oh, it's a win-win. I like to eat. I like to explore food. Let's go.
No, I was talking to this chick at work when it came down to
when I'm needed.
dietary requirements, restrictions, and shit like that. It's complicated. And if you have to eat enough to maintain that much muscle, it's probably insane.
Holy shit, Speed! Thanks for the fucking raid, man.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Welcome, guys. We are talking about building muscles.
Yeah. You know, just working out, shit like that. Fuck. Why is a fat ass talking about building muscle? Well, here's why.
He doesn't know you're fat. They can't see you.
Oh, that's right. I'm totally muscular. Totally not talking on my ass right now.
Totally not related to my.
I look like Andrew
Well,
Tate.
not related to my character. Well, your profile picture is a Buddha and it's a.
Yeah, no, I represent myself quite honestly, so all is well. Especially the middle finger.
Well, it's fine. I mean, okay. Let's just be honest here. Sometimes, yeah, fat. Some people may are fat physically, but holy shit, some people they can be strong. Like, have you seen a wrestler? I forgot his name, but he's not muscular. He's not have a toned muscle. He has a fat belly, but holy shit, he can lift you.
I mean, that's most strongmen, dude. If you look at them, they look fatty, but those are the guys that can actually bench press everything.
You know that guy that guy
It's
video
like
from
those
like
people that can
he's like
fucking
constantly screaming.
drag a semi with their nipples or whatever, like.
Yeah, those guys are. If you look at them, they look like fatties, dude. And it's just like, oh, but especially when you look at those those medicine balls that are like, oh, I don't remember how heavy those get, but they're massive, and you're just like, okay, no.
Decline.
It's like, I think there's this one guy. He's been a meme. Like, you know that one fat dude that's like bench pressing. He's like, ah! His scream become a meme. He's like a fat ass, but holy shit, he was like deadlifting like a 350 pounds of. Oh, like holy shit, this guy may be like a fat ass, but damn, I don't want his hands to crush my skull.
Eh.
Yeah, it's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean, right?
Well, yeah, it's just one of the. I saw. I was just thinking back to this conversation I remember having where it's like, man, that dude's built. I don't want to get in a fight with him. And this one chick was just like, oh, what? Most guys who are built like that don't know how to fight. I'm like, yeah, and you don't have to worry about getting punched by him either. Like, pointing out that, yeah, most guys who are just built don't actually know how to throw a punch. Honest, that is true. But at the same time, you're not the one rolling the dice if you want to, get uppity with what's going on here. So, what are you talking about?
It's like, just because they don't know how to fight, that doesn't mean you have to underestimate them. Because adrenaline is a bitch.
Oh yeah, Harris, seriously.
I mean, some people don't. I mean, have you already heard like when you're in a when your house is on fire, you're able to lift your refrigerator?
Well, the big one that I remember hearing about is women who see their kids are like stuck on our car, and they can like literally pick up the fucking car. That's the extreme end I remember hearing about.
I mean, that's adrenaline for you.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, adrenaline's a
like-
hell of a drug.
I mean,
That
that
thing
is
is-
women that is women that actually like their children.
Also true.
Oh, we're
Also
gonna
true.
Yeah, I mean, not all people deserve to be parents, anyways. So yeah, going back, adrenaline, holy shit. But the consequences, of course, since you used up all the energy that you have both, not yet consumed and
Stored up.
and stored up. After that, you feel like, oh fuck, I feel sleepy.
Yeah, no, when you burn up what is it? You got the glucose, you got the glycogen, and then the general carbs that are already, no, the glycogen is what's already in your muscles. The glucose is what's in your liver. But yeah, no, you burn that shit up, you're gonna be a little sleepy for a little while afterwards.
What are you talking about? Isn't that just like the wine energy that all women have?
But yeah, adrenaline, once you learn how to control, like, the thing about adrenaline is if you don't know how to control your adrenaline, you're gonna get tired in a fight really fast. That's why some martial arts are training you like, okay, you may be in adrenaline, but you have to learn how to manage yourself. Otherwise, you're gonna get tired in 5 minutes, and the attacker is not gonna stop because he's gonna call his buddies.
Well, that's where, yeah, you need to learn how to be in that high intensity zone. Yeah, you have that one point you experience the adrenaline, and especially when you're not used to it, doesn't even take 5-10 minutes, but all of a sudden you're just in a drag where you went from absolutely amped, I could take on the world, to nappy time, totally nappy time. Oh, no, we're calling it now. It's totally nappy time.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That happens
That's
to me
where it
every day,
drills.
like between 2 and 3 p.m. Like,
Oh, you live in an adrenaline-enriched environment, I take it.
That's why sparring is one of the greatest things that a martial artist or a fighter can do. It's like, at least in sparring, it may be simulated. It's not really a life or death, but it really kicks up your adrenaline and it will help you manage, like, okay, so this is what it feels like to be in a fight. Okay, then I have to manage how to breathe, how to do this, because otherwise if I'm in a street fight, I'll just be doing haymakers, and that's so predictable. Like, if you're a fighter, like, people doing haymakers are actually so predictable. You can just see it from a mile away and you have time to block it.
Well, the one that actually makes me smile is the first time I truly understood that. So I got a niece and a couple of nephews, and when they were like, I don't know, 8, 10, whatever, I was just kind of
they
playing
weren't
around
wearing
with them.
watches.
Yeah, seriously. And you could see them like pull back their fist for a full haymaker. And I'm sitting here as an adult like, I totally see what you're doing. Like, and they're totally surprised. I'm like, woof, miss. They're like, saw it coming. How did he see that coming? It's like, I try to explain to him, was not penetrating an 8 to 10-year-old mind, apparently.
No, that's why in the boxing, a jab is much more unpredictable because it's not really hurtful, but just getting jabbed by a little bit, it could really get you boom, 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 like out. That's a boom, 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 boom.
Well, it's one of those that it's a mixture of additive damage, it's psychological damage, and it's one of those where it's just, yeah, additive and psychological. And like you said, it's just one of the, how did I hear it put once? It helps take their rhythm away, and it helps gain your rhythm. So yeah, if you can successfully pull off more and more jabs, it just means that they're slowly going to be pulled into how you fight, and they're going to forget how they fight. And that's one of those where it gets interesting, where it's like, now don't get me wrong, I'm not a fighter. This is hearsay from from the Buddha. But yeah, no, it's you hear that stuff, it's like, huh, like I could kind of see it. It's kind of interesting where it's like, yeah, jab, jab, gets them off their rhythm, then all of a sudden they're going to have to change the rhythm because they want to adapt to what you're doing and try to maybe meld with it. But you are a master of your rhythm. Actually, that makes me think back to an Einstein quote where it's like, don't argue with stupid people. They're going to pull you down to their level and beat you with experience. Like, that is the best way I could think of putting that.
Yeah. It's like they say, "Oh, you don't want me. I'm seeing red." That for me right now, that's one of the stupidest statements that I can ever hear someone, especially from Street Fighter. Oh, I'm seeing red. Yeah, it. Oh, I'm also. You know what I'm gonna say?
So
like,
you're
oh,
putting me
I'm
in charge of the fight? Thank you.
Well,
It's like,
the
oh,
thing
you're
is for those of us that are colorblind, sometimes we see green.
seeing red is one of the stupidest mistakes that someone can say. Like, it makes you really that predictable. I mean, have you seen in some movies, animes, or shows where when one of the characters started like getting angry and the master was like, "Huh, this is gonna be easy." Because they release their inner beast and they are like seeing red literally and they can destroy the environment. But the master is like, now you're being more predictable. Your emotions are making me predict all your move. And then it's like boom, boom, no different or no diff the character. And he was like, just because you have an inner beast inside you, that doesn't mean that you're able to beat me because you haven't controlled yourself. And it was and the master was like still like not breaking a sweat, like you're still being predictable.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what it comes down to. It needs to be controlled. If you can't control it, then that's where all of a sudden she's like, okay, you're wasting your energy. I'm perfectly fine with that.
So,
Like you're able
not
to
that
let out all your energy, and then after you're tired, you're like, oh, you're tired now. Okay, let me end you.
I'm good for a refill, or I guess it's my turn. One sec.
I am taking Buddha away from you for a short amount of time. He will be back.
Well,
I promise.
soon. I'm still finishing off some real quick.
Oh, dig it.
Right.
Come on, be patient, alcoholic.
I want my booze now.
yeah. Seeing red, that's a stupid statement, and that makes you realize like you really need to be in control of what you feel, and not just in a fight, but in everything that you do. Because the moment that you lose composure is that where shit hits the fan for you. I know it's not that hard. It's like it is a step-by-step process within and lifelong lesson to always
Journey?
teach yourself. Yeah, lifelong journey to always maintain composure. But I believe that in the end of it, it's so gonna be worth it because the moment that you know how to compose yourself, even in the most stressful situations, no one's gonna
But
tip
it
you
always
down.
fucks with someone when you say you're seeing green and they have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Like,
What, like traffic light green? Like,
go,
no, this is
motherfucker,
not a
go
go mode. What's going on? I don't know. XioniX is seeing green. I think things might get efficient. Like, what? I don't know. Just watch him work. It'll be adorable. Come on, XioniX. You're seeing green. It's all okay.
I am seeing green. This green stuff that I'm flying over right now, like it's really pretty. Like it makes me think of nature and how we should do more
it's a
to
very
protect
zen
the
planet, all things
environment,
considered. See, this is why I sent you to that planet. You see nothing but green. You're happy. You're in your happy place.
It is very pretty here.
Green
It really
for
is.
money. Green for money. Let's go.
Money's green? I thought money was red.
I guess that depends on your country. I guess.
Well, it depends on his color blindness. His color blindness says it is red.
If it is red, it must be blood money. You probably got it from a mafia.
No, those are
gangster.
diamonds.
Yeah, and you know what? It's because of the De Beers Corporation that there are blood diamonds at all. The De Beers Corporation is absolutely fucking evil. Like those fuckers are absolutely atrocious. Like they are the scourge of the fucking earth. Like not even
For the
lying.
10% that get that reference. Well, correction. That reality, not reference. Reality.
Yeah, I don't think we
I'll
get
be
a lot
right
of
back.
Africans on this channel, so probably not many.
But people who look into the diamond industry will find out that it was because of them that, speaking of which, diamonds are not a rare resource. There's plenty of them.
Oh, there's a shit ton of diamonds. There's even fake diamonds that we can make. Like, the whole paying an assload of money for a diamond ring is absolutely a fucking racket. 100% a fucking racket.
Yeah, it's like the
There's
fake
so
diamond and the real
many
diamond.
diamonds in Africa. Like, it's absurd how many diamonds are in Africa. But the De Beers Corporation did a successful psyop to classify those diamonds as blood diamonds because of the African warlords. And so it's now illegal to buy diamonds from Africa because of the political instability in the region. They're all classified as blood diamonds and are illegal by the international community. That way De Beers can keep a monopoly on diamonds, and they can continue to sell diamonds in Western countries for an absurd amount of money, despite the
Well, it's
fact
not
that
even
they're
that, though, 'cause-
stupid common in Africa.
Well, it's not even that. They've already mined literally tons worth of diamonds. So even if we were to stop mining diamonds right now, the amount of diamonds that could flood the market if they didn't restrict the supply, it wouldn't be an heirloom. It would be toothbrushes. Maybe not that frequent, but still.
Yeah, diamonds they're super common, and they're functionally useless. They're not good in electronics. They're not good. Like, you have like diamond blades for like saws and shit, but they don't use like real diamonds. They use manufactured diamonds, like they're fake diamonds. They're just as strong. They're just as sharp. They can cut real diamonds. Like real diamonds are such a scam. They are so overvalued. It is absurd how fucking crazy overvalued diamonds are. Like, there's so many diamonds in this world, and nobody cares. They just keep buying diamonds from the De Beers Corporation. Like, they're fucking... They want to spend $5,000 on a wedding ring. And the same fucking diamond you could literally buy in Africa for $30. Like, they are not rare. They are so common. But the De Beers Corporation has this stupid monopoly and they've convinced the world, the NATO or the UN or whatever bullshit thing. I forget which one they convinced, but it's probably the UN that diamonds from Africa cannot be trusted. They're evil. That they're blood diamonds. They're mined through slave labor and child labor, and so nobody will buy diamonds from Africa. And so De Beers has this monopoly on diamonds. And so
Diamond. Can you even tell between the difference between a fake diamond and a real diamond? Like, from an outside perspective, they look fucking the same. So I was like,
Apparently, fake diamonds actually collect condensation. Hearsay, I don't know if that's true. It's one of the things I heard. So I guess if you breathe on a diamond and you can see condensation, then that's a fake one. But who the hell is like, let me see your diamond? He doesn't love you.
Imagine
But,
breathing on a woman's
just add
arm.
one caveat in there. Have people been killed, harmed, or whatever to mine diamonds? Yes, but are the people who could make legitimate businesses if there wasn't a restriction? Also yes. But yeah, no, that's the thing where it's like, it's not rare, but because it is rare, now you have people going, this is rare, I can make money this way. Oh, well, we don't want them making diamonds because then that's going to cut into our market. Yeah, no, it's all, like XioniX said, it's just a massive scam where you're just sitting there like, wait, what am I buying? Why am I buying this? Oh, yeah, no, I'm being retarded. That's what I'm doing. Got it.
So the thing is, and this is going to be very offensive to some people, is that there's diamonds produced by white people, and there's diamonds produced by brown people. And the diamonds produced by white people sell for $3,000 a gram, and the diamonds produced by brown people don't sell for shit because De Beers. I'm not even fucking with you. I'm not even fucking. This is not hyperbolic.
Fairly accurate, actually.
This is not, like, don't get me wrong. I talk shit all the goddamn time, like fucking constantly. But this is not me being hyperbolic at all. This is 100%. The De Beers Corporation is fucking evil. They are Scrooge McDuckian levels of fucking evil. It is absurd just how bad these people are, and nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't see the trend like, oh, this is a real diamond, or this is a diamond ring, and oh, this is also a diamond ring. What it's cost? Like, oh, $5,000. Okay, which one is the real? Okay, can you guess which one's the real fake? But I'm like, if it looks fancy, that's enough. Why do you care if it's real or not? I mean, it looks good on you, but why the fuck did you could have been spending on a fake diamond and nobody will even dare to ask like, hey, can I see your hand? Oh, it's
Oh yeah,
not
they
good.
will. Oh yeah, they will. Because that's the whole point. Is I'm willing to prove that this is real.
Imagine like a woman getting married by her fiance, and then you just breathe on her. May I take your hand? I was like, oh, look at that. It's condensing. He doesn't love you. He felt a big diamond. I was like, I'm not worried about if it's a fake diamond. What the fuck did you breathe on my hand, you pervert? I was like, but your
You'd be
hand is
surprised,
so-
man. You would be surprised.
You know, and then I'll probably be like, but your hands are soft.
That's
Well,
because
to
I
be fair,
breathed
if
on
you try to
them.
grab a woman's hand so you can breathe on it, you're probably not going to be viewed in a favorable light. It has to be a girlfriend that does it.
Well, if it's just me and my girl doing that to each other on doing that to each other, that's okay. But doing it on another person, it's just a whole nother level. That's a different level in and of itself. And
People be crazy.
I
It's one
know.
truism. Well, yeah, one of the main truisms in life. People be crazy. All right, XioniX, I think I finally finished the foundation of Smash Mouth. Now I'm really regretting this because now I have to say that.
I know, go.
I hate myself so much right now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go
Go
play.
You know, you're not helping this, Necron.
Well, I
Yes,
just
he is.
remember the Shrek movie.
He is
Sorry.
absolutely helping.
No.
Just remember the Shrek. Sorry. When you say Smash Mouth, it just reminded me of Shrek.
No, I understand. I'm with you. 90% of anything Smash Mouth is literally Shrek, but now he's gonna be singing it. All right, so I don't think I've made cargo or automate cargo bays. I've already automated everything else. Nope, did not automate cargo bay. So I need at least 2, and that'll allow for the shifting of materials, and then it goes from there. So, cargo bay. Processing units got the steel, so now I just need the regular old concrete. No, that's another one of those hopping back with the whole time as things. That's like ignorance is, well, no, on that one, I guess I would argue ignorance is in bliss, because it's like, oh yeah, you know, spend a bunch of money on diamonds. Why? Why? And it goes back there with like the gift cards and stuff like that. Like, so much of this is just a fucking scam, and well, nobody really knows the origin, so everyone's just like, well, of course that's what you do in this situation. No, that is not what you do in this situation.
Oh, I fucking hate
Yeah.
gift cards too. Like,
The only reason why I'm okay with gift cards is because of my dad, and he loves getting those snarky gift cards. If you think it's bad now, just wait until next year. My dad's such a smartass. I wonder where I get it from.
I have
Huh.
no idea.
Hey now.
Oh no. We created a monster.
Making my
You created a monster! I'm gonna have to go on a...
I don't go. Come on now. I don't know the words. I know the beat. It's awesome.
You know the song.
See, you can tell he's a Nickelback fan right there. You can tell.
Oh, by the way, Sage Buddha, a solo leveling overdrive is coming on PC.
Yeah, I think Zio found it. He's like, wait a minute, is it the same game? Is it different? Yeah, no, it's a different game. I'm not sure how it's gonna be different. I haven't looked into it yet, so it's on my list. Yeah, I could rock me some more solo leveling, but it's like I told you, the big issue I've been running into for the last little while is I've been doing almost nothing but just the dailies, you know, making sure, because I hit a certain block, a certain not even sure what to call it. Block, yeah, I guess block on sorry,
I think the difference of the overdrive is that it's a pay and play. It's like
Yeah.
you don't. There's no pay to win.
Gotcha,
kind of
yeah.
thing. I think you can. There's still gotcha, but the difference is like you don't need to like do dailies in order to get the diamonds and all that shit in order to draw. It's like the resources are there to draw. I was like, huh, promising, but it's almost the same. The only thing that is different there is that there's a parry mechanic where instead of dodging, you can just parry at the right time and boom, and you can do a certain number of new moves. And I was like, that's something new that I hope they already applied it in the Rise. But there's one thing also new, it's like the new transformation system, and I was like, no, they're getting spoiled, no, they should not have played this when they're still new to the anime. They're spoiled already, fuck. Oh well. Like, oh well.
Well, that's where you just gotta appreciate the expansions as they happen. It's not the best thing, but at least it's expansions, and expansions are generally good. Generally.
I was like, you know what? They're gonna get spoiled. Whatever. I'm still gonna play. Like, I'm glad that I already finished the main story in the manhwa, but I feel like, oh man, they're not gonna appreciate the good parts when it gets animated. Aww. Oh well. It is what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna look better in the anime than, you know, whatever they do in the game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hopefully.
Delivered to Smash. You know, I now
You're
I
making
am
it harder
personally
for
call
me
this.
to not
I'm gonna call
seeing-
this Crush Beetles. Chunk Crush Beetles. I forget if we asked you this before, but did you ever watch brain fart. Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
No. But my dad watches it sometimes, and then the only time that I ever was watching it was the last season where, you know, the White Walkers were gonna invade.
That was the worst season.
Like, when he asked me, oh, there are necromancers, like, oh, what, they just summoning the undead and so, like, and my dad was like, no, the White Walkers are not your typical necromancers. Like, when they raise someone from the dead, that person can able to keep their fighting abilities. Basically, you're resurrecting like great warriors. Like, and I was like, huh. I was like, really? And then there was like, oh, what about them? I mean, usually necromancers, when they just rely on their armies, but they're standing at the back, they don't usually fight. And my dad was like, oh, they can fight. And I saw one scene where one of the White Walker generals were fighting. I was like, wait a minute, they're not just ordinary necromancers. They're adept at fighting? Oh boy.
So
It's like, they're not that great, but it's rare for me to see a necromancer that can fight on his own to a degree, like able to fight, like not really fighter level, like warrior level, but at least they're able to fight and defend themselves when they get surrounded in a way, like, and it's not just like, I'm just gonna bonk you with my staff, bonk bonk, or I just
I think the best time you see them fighting, even though it's not the best, is what is it, 7? It's when Jon Snow goes north of the wall. I think that's the first time you actually see the White Walkers actually go into town, and they do a pretty decent job. But yeah, no, unfortunately, there's no necromancers mostly in the first handful of seasons, which is the best seasons. The necromancers don't make it bad. It's just they were so bad on that final stuff where it's like, you're making it hard for people like us who actually enjoy to sit there and be like, no, you should totally watch it because it's great. Because this last horse shit that you're doing right now.
Oh yeah, I heard.
No,
that the last
I'm torn because like right now I want to say you should watch it, and then I remember, but you're probably not gonna watch it again, and it's all because of the final season.
Everyone was like pissed at the final season. Like,
Oh, the final season was undefined garbage. Like I was probably among the last people that were like, no. Okay, it's not the ending that we were hoping for, but still there's this chance, this itty bitty chance that their own idea was going to be a good idea, and we just need to let them have their own chance for their own idea. No, absolute no. God, I was so, and like I said, I was the one who was actually on the, no, just give them a little more time. They'll totally get this done. No, fucking no.
Well, I mean, they did get it done.
Yeah, but it was fucking so. Their own brainchild was a garbage brainchild. Like that entire idea, concept needed to be aborted. That was not something that needed to be done. There was no real good idea or concept in there. They failed on every conceivable front. Every conceivable front. So depressing.
yeah, I guess I can just talk about it because I don't think I'm ever gonna watch it because of how you said it. And even with the reviews, I was like, the ending where Arya Stark just stabbed the main White Walker.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it is an awesome scene, and I was cheering with my dad. But the more I realized, and I was like, you could have not just walk in like you're oral farming or something. You could have just like stab her immediately. You could have probably known this. Like, why did you let your generals stay at the back? Like, they could have been walking with you because in case an ambush comes in. I was like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. Yeah, it was an awesome scene, but it's getting ridiculous. The only time that it is an aura farming is where usually most White Walkers are weak to fire, right?
Yes.
But that main leader,
Well, see, the problem is
like when the fire breathed on him, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, they're weak to fire," but he was like, "Nah, I am the main baddie here. Like, you need a special type of blade in order to kill me. Fire doesn't mean shit. You can kill my zombie army with it, but not me, bitch." I was like, "No, that is our farming."
The problem that you ran into is it's like, okay, not every, but essentially every main character had a primary villain that was like they were born to have a confrontation.
Yeah.
Jon Snow was supposed to be the one taking on the Night King. That was like built early on. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, we're gonna have Arya do it. Like, the one thing that they should have had Arya done is Arya should have been the one who killed
Cersei.
Cersei? No, not Cersei.
Oh no, you're right.
What's her name?
Daenerys.
Daenerys. Arya should have been the one to kill Daenerys, and that would have been fucking epic if they did that.
Yeah, no, Jaime was the one who was supposed to kill Cersei.
Yeah, Jaime was supposed to kill Cersei. Arya was supposed to kill, or should have killed Daenerys. Even though, Arya's now, trained assassin should have been the one to, and honestly, it would have been awesome if she killed Wormwood, took his face, and was behind her, and then where it's like, I can't kill you, you're my queen, yoink, or gank. Oh, that would have been me and Xionex have gone on hour-long rants of how they should have ended fucking Game of Thrones.
Like, are the White Walkers also adept strategists, or they're just sending an army because
So White Walkers are in two camps. You have the White Walkers, and there are humans that get turned into living ice zombies, and then you have the zombie aspects who are literally they're dead and they get turned back alive. So the White Walkers are literally still living creatures. They've just been transformed. So yeah, they are more powerful, supposedly more strategic minded. Like, don't get me wrong, there is like a complete Zerg aspect where it's just hordes upon hordes upon hordes. But there's also the fact that there is a strategic mind behind it. And so that's where that's why the White Walkers, I'm assuming they can fight, but when it comes straight down to it, they're meant to be the leaders. And I'm sure you're gonna have some frontline leaders and shit like that. Like I can't get into the nitty gritty just because even the books have not gotten into the nitty gritty. So I can only tell you what I assume based on what I've seen.
Yeah, so it's like they had the potential. I mean, the White Walkers, the leaders themselves, they are like, oh, they're potentially smart. They're not just necromancers. Haha, I have an army. You can't stop me. No, no, no. They can fight when needed be, but they're not really that adept. But at least they can defend themselves to a degree. But
Yeah.
really, that scene, like when I kept replaying on my mind,
Honestly,
like, I
the
really can't
walkers
fathom
are
that.
more scarier than the frost zombies. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that the walkers can't defend themselves or they can if they need. No, that they are meaner than the zombies. Like, they are significantly meaner than the frontline troops. They just,
You know,
they're
Go
lazy.
ahead.
Never fight. Yeah.
you know the part where I think the Night Lord, is that what you call that? The Night Lord touches
Yeah, the Night Lord.
touches the dead dragon, like that touches the dead dragon, and it was like, ooh, like, oh, that is awesome.
It was
they could've-
awesome, and it pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I honestly don't think they were supposed to kill off a dragon. That was just a cheap, like, oh, I'm gonna get you with a, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. They shouldn't have done that, but yeah, no, that was a powerful scene. Yeah, I'm not gonna take away. That was an amazing scene. Just should never have happened.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I still can't fathom that the main leader himself is like, you know, you could have killed Arya, but why do you have to aura farm, like strangling her, slowly kill? Like, you could have just like, boom, done. You know, you could have not given her the opportunity to stab you on an open space with a blade that you know that is your only main weakness besides fire, to kill you. And, you know, like I said, don't get me wrong. Me and my dad were happy. We're like cheering on. It's like that was an awesome scene. That is one of the best scenes that I've ever seen. But the context of it, I was like, no, it could have been better. It could have been better. I mean, I don't get why they have to walk so slowly, like aura farming and shit. Like, just end it and be like, you know, you already have the target. Go get it. Turn him into a zombie. I don't give a shit. Like, you do what you're meant to do. I don't get the walking part. I don't see the point of it. If I see the enemy like blocking from my goal, I'm just gonna be like, boom, done. Okay, you're dead. Oh, you're in mine now. Man, I don't need to aura farm this shit. It's like, boom, dead. I really don't get that kind of scene.
No,
Really...
and they were trying to slow roll it. That was another one of the big problems. Is when it came down to it, it's like, okay, what can we do to make sure that we get, you know, more? Because, and this is the problem, is if they didn't decide that they were done by season 7 and cut it into 2 seasons, I think they might have been able to turn it into something I could at least defend. But yeah, no, when it comes down to it, the second half of because season 7 had 2 parts, and season 7, or was it season 8? Doesn't fucking matter anymore.
Yeah.
The second half was just garbage, where it's like, come on, dude, you could have done so much better. And then they're like, oh, hey, you remember in the books you had the golden mercenaries, the golden armada or whatever?
Golden Company.
We should totally use those. Yeah, the gold company. And it's just like, but you're not gonna do anything with them. That's the problem. Like, don't get me wrong, it would be fascinating to use them, and you should use them, but it's like they're there and then they just get insta-killed. So they literally do like a, hey, you're a fan, you enjoy this, here's how we're gonna shit on this. Come on, guy. Like, you could have done so much with this. So much.
The thing is like, I'm pretty sure they were fairly close to the plan ending that Martin gave him.
Yeah,
Like, I think the
that's
actual
depressing
ending they
part.
probably fucking nailed, but how they were supposed to get there, I think, was the problem. Like, they didn't convey.
Friend the broken.
Yeah, they didn't convey the Daenerys' descent into madness correctly. That's what I think.
Yeah,
was
no,
the
that's
biggest...
gonna be one of the big ones that there was no build up. It was just no, she's crazy.
Yeah,
Why?
bells make her mad. Like,
And, we even have a correct adjustment for that too. Like literally, you make it to where she rings the bells. half the army marches into King's Landing, and then when they march in, she ignites the dragon fire and kills a bunch of her army. She gets mad. She takes her dragons and she burns the fuck out of King's Landing. Beautiful, perfect, would have worked. No, she just burned Bell for burn Bell. She's crazy. Oh, you fucking suck so hard. Why do you suck so hard?
It's like that The Witcher where who's the king of the nerds again? Who's the one that played Superman in the modern Superman?
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill. Like I think there's one interview where he was like, "Oh, you're gonna change the direction of The Witcher. I'm not gonna cast there anymore." Because if you're gonna do a role of live action, you make sure it's by the book. You're just making it like you can make some minor adjustments, but the main has to stay. Because that's why people love The Witcher 3 so much. It's because of the plot itself. Yeah, you could add some minor adjustments to it, but it will remain and will kind of make the ending bit better, but don't change it. But then he was like, nah, I'm not gonna cast this anymore because this is disappointing. And now he was working with Amazon to make like a live action Warhammer. And then when he heard about the oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm gonna say this again. Oh, they're gonna add female custodians, and I was like, oh, okay. There's already an equivalent custodians. Already equivalent to the custodians. It's called the Sisters of Silence, and you can look it up. You know how powerful the Sisters of Silence are?
I mean, I still argue that I thought from what I understood, I thought they were still a part of the Ecclesia. They were the
Imperium.
The Inquisitors. I thought they were part of the Inquisitor class.
Oh
honestly.
no, they're not part of the Inquisitors. They are like at the level of the custodians. Like they're part of the guard, the soldiers that guard the Imperial Palace in Earth. So, give you a context of how great they are. Their sword, one of their units that carries a sword. It's like when you kill a demon in Warhammer 40k, for example, you kill a corn demon. Just goes back to the corn realm and they can just respawn back. It's basically you're just putting them back into the respawn place. But this sword, if this Sister of Silence kill a demon with their own sword, it's gone forever. It does not go back to his own realm. It is gone forever. It's as if it never existed. That's how powerful they are. They're the equivalent of custodians, and Amazon was like, oh, but we can have female custodians because of diversity. I'm like, there's already a female version of custodians. Sisters of Silence are 3 to 5 times more powerful than the Sisters of Battle. They are the Sisters of Silence for a reason. They vow to never speak, and they only communicate through sign language and Morse code. The moment I forgot the Lord, the moment that they speak that's where temptations come in. That's where they would they believe that the demons will have the way to possess them. That's why they
can manipulate the language and shit like that. I could see that. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why they vow to never speak.
I always thought that the custodians are the 100 super soldiers, though, right?
10,000. Like they are the
10,000 super soldiers. So, but they are the ones that they are smart enough that they can actually converse with the God Emperor. They're not like super marines. They are the super class.
Oh yeah, I mean a single custodian. There are rumors. I could be wrong. There are myths or rumors that a single custodian can basically solo an entire planet. That's him.
Yeah, because they are supposed to be not equivalent to the God Emperor, but they're supposed to be up there to the point where it's like, because that was actually one of the things that they were making the argument for. When the God Emperor needs to decompress, he'll talk to his custodians, and the custodians can actually understand what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, basically they are his like elite among the
Yeah.
elites among the elites among the elites.
Okay,
like,
that's what I was trying to remember. Is like, yeah, it's supposed to be like the super badass core then.
There's also another one where the Emperor of Mankind created is called the Grey Knights, and that's where the custodians are like.
No, the Grey
jealous.
Knights were created earlier or later, weren't they?
Yeah,
They were created as one of the few groups that were able to tap into the void and not
Yeah,
be
and
considered heretics.
That's where the custodians are like, why would the Emperor created the Grey Knights? I mean, aren't we already perfect? Like, I mean, what a custodians can do what a Grey Knight do. I mean, they're incorruptible. Actually, Grey Knights are can never be corrupted. But they're like, why Grey Knights created? But then I think maybe the Emperor created it specifically for them to handle demons, while the custodians are like handle everything else. You can handle demons too, but they're like all round. But maybe the Emperor's like, you know what? I need to create equivalent to like my custodians, but only focuses on demons because the demons are a fucking problem.
And see,
So
that's
he created
where,
Grey Knights.
like I said, I thought the Grey Knights were made after the God Emperor was turned into, just sitting on his golden throne.
They do. I mean, they were created after custodians and after he decided to sit on the throne. I guess I don't remember exactly the lore, but because I still hate the Imperium to this fucking day. They're stupid.
Come on, the Emperor protects, man.
It's not just the Emperor, but bro, you cannot trigger me. Like,
I know, like,
Yeah.
I can't trigger you like a scanner, but I still get a smell saying it. The Emperor protects, man.
but the thing is, like, for example, in game, if you're gonna be in Helldivers or any game that has friendly fire, I don't care if the Imperium decides to if they get their shit together or not. The moment that you tell me that you support the Imperium, I'm killing you on site. I don't fucking care if you're a
I'm
Salamandar.
fine, the Emperor protects.
I don't give a shit. I'm killing you on site. Like, oh, but my favorite chapter is a Salamander. First of all, respect. Salamanders are the only ones that care about their citizens. And second of all, I'm still killing you.
Well, when it comes down to it, if I was gonna side with any group, it would be the Orc, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can understand like the rest of the factions. The only thing that I will probably not understand is besides support, if someone is supporting the Imperium and defending their things, the thing that I will probably not understand is when your favorite is the Drukhari.
Oh,
Boy.
the Dark Eldar?
Oh boy, yeah, they're Dark Elder. Like telling them that they are the most brutal race that they ever seen is an understatement. Boy, if you have known what their weapons are and how they torture people.
Oh no,
like,
I've heard some of the lore. I know who the Kari are. Like,
Yeah,
and that's what I wanted to make sure of, is they're the Dark Eldar. And when it comes to the Dark Eldar, they literally the fact that they aren't like already no, not Khorne, because Khorne is the god, the chaos god of war, not pestilence. There was that other one. I thought that was like, or not, it's
Slaanesh.
like I figured they were like just straight up Slaanesh. Like these were the followers of Slaanesh, but they existed prior to Slaanesh, and they were essentially the creators of Slaanesh. So that was one of those like, yeah, like.
There's one chaos god called Tzeentch, the god of knowledge. Chaos god of knowledge and deceit.
But he's also the god of lies, right? No, well, the chaos god of lies.
Trickery and
Yeah,
lies.
that one.
Trickery, lies, knowledge, and deceit. Anything trickery and arcane and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was like, like your favorite Drukhari, I'm gonna assume two things. One, you're just in for the lore, but you have fucked up fetishes, more fucked up fetishes than my fetishes. like yeah, I may have a fucked up fetish, like yours is more fucked up than me. Or two, you're probably a serial killer inside of you. I'm just gonna be like, I'll be like, I'm gonna hold my two Nodachis or my swords on all of my side and with some guns, and I'm gonna stay away at least 100 miles away from you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I was like, I get it, but
Uh-oh, he gets it though. He gets it!
it's like, okay, fine, like, I get that it's your favorite, but come on. Drukhari, they're one of the reasons why Slaanesh exists.
So just for XioniX here.
One of the reasons why XioniX exists? What?
Yeah,
Slot
that
net.
too. So, XioniX, when it comes to the Drakari, think of elves, immortal elves. And after a while, experiencing mortality, they just decide that the funnest thing is doing the most depraved things ever. So now they have another 10,000 years trying to imagine and experience the most depraved things, and then it gets worse and worse and worse. That's what the Drakari are people who just like, what would be fun? Like, torturing an entire planet with a slow eating away bacteria. Like, they literally exist in the mentality that whatever can cause me pleasure or them suffering is awesome, and they've had tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands to, for some, millions of years to refine, experience, and re-refine and re-experience. That's what they are.
So they are my people.
Your people, apparently. I'll leave that to XioniX.
Okay, I am gonna at least stay 100 miles away from you now.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, I mean, I know some of my fetishes that I haven't said yet. It can be fucked up, but XioniX is like 10,000 levels above me right now, so I'm just gonna
Stay in Canada.
Especially winter time. I'm gonna stay
fuck
there.
winter.
I live in
Yeah,
an emotionally dead area of the United States, so I mean, it's...
If swords are legal around the world, I'm gonna bring my Nodachi and be like, I'm just gonna draw it as like, stay the fuck away from me from the distance of my Nodachi to yours, to your area.
Don't go to Great Britain then. They've outlawed sharp objects.
And I'm just saying,
knives don't kill
theoretically.
people. No, knives do kill people. Deranged sociopaths don't kill people. That's the way it is in Britain.
There was actually a dude who got in trouble because he had a sharp spoon. That one still makes me smile, where it's like, hey, what did he have? Sharp spoon.
It's not a spoon, it's a spork.
No, it wasn't even a spork. It was literally a spoon that was sharp.
For fuck's sake.
UK fucking sucks.
I was just saying, like, if swords are like legal around the world, like, I'm just saying, like, if they are legal around the world, including UK, I'm just gonna bring my sword, and then if I saw XioniX, I was like, gonna draw it. The distance, I'm just gonna straighten out with my arm and point the sword, the sharp object at him, like, this distance? Yeah, keep it that way. Like, keep it that way, XioniX. Don't make me stab you.
I mean,
yeah.
Crossing boundaries is literally like 90% of what I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. And also,
it's a long Twitch and YouTube history of doing that.
And also, UK fucking sucks when it comes to like, oh, we're gonna ban knives and blades, but why?
Oh, dude, they arrested some chick for sending a me tweet. So there's this one old, well, I'm gonna say old now just because you could tell it's definitely out of date. It was called like the Newsroom or something like that. XioniX has watched it 2 or 3 times. And he had this bit where the dude was like, Germany, UK, France has freedom of speech, and now they're arresting people for saying offensive things. It's like, oh, really? They have free speech, do they? Doesn't seem like they do. Used to. Bullshit.
No, I don't understand. Like, okay, fine. I understand blades and all that shit, but come on, there's still stabbings in London, and your laws doesn't do shit.
But if you could stop people from saying naughty words, that will stop the stabbies. Stop naughty, stop stabby. It's simple math.
It's the more you restrict someone of not doing things, the more they're gonna do it eventually. It's like, oh, you preventing lewd or mean things. The more you restrict them, the more it's gonna be worse when it lets out. Like, the anime Shimoneta, like where the world is basically the animation. It's like a fan service ecchi anime where it's basically the world where everything that is lewd is being suppressed. And there's this one main character. There was this one girl. I forgot her name, but he is like rebelling against that idea, and she was like saying perverse things out loud in public because for her it's like everyone should know about sex because the more you suppress it, the more it's gonna be bad for people, and then that's freedom. And what happens is when someone was exposed to the word sex or lewd thoughts, the students suddenly started having like what's it, ejaculation because they're suppressed so much to the point where, oh, this is new, this is supposed to be lewd, but it's turning me on, I have to stop. Oh no, I've been being a naughty. I was like, I guess that's what happens when you keep suppressing lewd thoughts, man. Just let it all out.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, the problem is the more it just constantly goes back to essentially what is, the more you forbid something, the more people are going to be curious about it. So it's just kind of like an infinite death loop where it's like, well, if we just make it to where people so in the United States, one of the big things they push for is like teaching abstinence. And yes, abstinence, then nobody gets pregnant. True. But the fact is guess what? People want to have sex. It's a biological drive for both genders, more for one or more for the male than the female, but it's still a drive that is inherent in the actual being. So it's one of those like, yeah, you can tell them, and it is 100% true as far as we know, unless you're truly Christian, in which case it's like, well, Jesus, and then at that point, then even abstinence cannot dissuade pregnancy, but we're not talking about that. But the problem is yes, don't have sex. Chances are you're young, you're dumb, you're gonna have sex. Use a condom. It's just gonna be better that way.
Or just fap, I mean. Yeah, like you said, sexual drive is really part of our nature. The only
it is literally just the most basic thing that every single
organism
entity on this planet experiences. Even the more hermaphroditic animals on this planet, sex is still one of the baseline major biological drives that just exists. You can't say, well, just don't do it, don't think about it. No, that it is a drive, it is a thing, it is a constant. You cannot just be like, well, how about you don't? Yeah. Well, wouldn't that be great? Just don't. Let me put this on the list of how many other stupid things that I've been told in my life. Just don't.
It's like, one thing I don't like about with people is that is they keep on getting things out of context. It's like, oh no, because we're taught like sex is a no-no. It's like, here's the point why they say that. When teens are hormonal, like, of course, they want teens to enjoy life. They can't have an early pregnancy because the more early pregnancy, the responsibilities of a parent. I have seen that. And even just taking care of my cousins, I feel like I'm already like a parent or something. So it's really hard. The only time that is bad is because you're just too early. And that's why there's a certain level of age where, hey, let's have sex now, and then whatever happens is our responsibility. I mean, that's the thing that people say, oh, no, don't have sex because, purity is like, I'm sorry. I mean, you can have sex at the right time, at the right moment, at the right partner. I mean, STD and AIDS are a thing. That's why I can't just imagine having sex with other women without thinking like, no, we should have ourselves checked.
Other women?
Like, women. I said women.
Sorry,
women.
I have fun taking people literally at the worst times, so keep going.
Sorry, I know, like, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, I understand.
That's why I'm like, maybe, and that's the point. Like, that's the thing about sex. Like, use a condom. You can use a condom, but you can never say, "Oh, sex is don't say it's bad, purity and all that, chastity." It's like, okay, I get it because there's a historical context and there's a reason why, but condoms exist, and you can explain like, don't let your sex drive get the best of you because STDs are a thing. And and STDs, once you get it, like, basically your immune system is fucked up forever. You just have to rely on medications just to keep your immune system, to quote unquote boost your immune system. But once your immune system is destroyed, I'm sorry.
You know the one that blew my mind? Not a historical fact that blew my mind. is apparently there was a belief, and I don't understand how this was a belief, that syphilis came from America. So, you know, when the Santa Maria, the Pinta, the Maria, whatever the fuck they were called, when they came over, had sex with some of the locals, they came back, and it's like, oh, that's where syphilis came from. It's like, what? No, syphilis comes from, like most infections, they come from a huge conglomeration of people who, because like chicken pox and things like that, you know, it come from, you start herding cows in close locations. That's where the mumps come from, if I remember right. Like this is not something where it's just like, oh, and then no. You need huge conglomerations of people, and don't get me wrong, there were times that in America where they had lots and lots of people, but the amount to actually produce something like syphilis and shit like that, like when I start hearing that as a theory, I'm like, who even with a fucking neuron in their brain was like, oh yeah, you know, when it comes to the Native Americans, that's where syphilis came from. No, that doesn't make any sense. Their population density infrequently hit that point, but if you combine Asia, Africa, and Europe, they hit and maintain that population density. You're like, oh, no, it came from here. No, you're retarded. There's no way it came from the North American continent or South American continent. Don't get me wrong. They had massive civilizations. I'm not trying to take that away, but no, this is not. But yeah, no, apparently that was a theory, and that blew my mind. And I watched the entire documentary where I'm like, this is so retarded. Like, they eventually were like, yeah, we found this, like, one casket in France that was, you know, 1457, and we're gonna, you know, test it for syphilis or whatever. I'm like, that's equally retarded. I don't even know what the fuck you're doing at this point.
And you know, honestly, the people are stupid can be sometimes like when they have a certain belief, like, you know, the flat earthers, they still think that the earth is flat. You know, those type of people where they just refuse to give up that they're wrong.
But the earth is flat. It's not flat. Like, it's not flat. It's not flat.
I know, it's like, but you know this, like some people they refuse to either accept that they're wrong or do their own research. So it's like, before you even say it as a fact, like, do your own research. Like, come on. I really don't want to get into I know that most people are taking flat earth as a joke, but there are like, that society of flat earth society still blows my mind. Like, why would you still believe that the earth is flat? It's because some famous basketball player says it. Then some people are like, what if the earth is flat? I was like, oh my goodness, people are this dedicated to it. You know, you could have collected Warhammer figures and, you know, printed.
Well, not back in the day, but yeah. No, and that's actually part of the fun part is, so there was this guy. I don't remember either of their names, but there's one dude. He's like, the earth is flat, I'll pay you back in like the 50s worth of money. He's like, I'll pay you like $1,000 if you can prove to me that the earth is round. And he used an example of why the earth is round. Dude literally used mathematical equations and shit like that to prove that why the earth is flat. Then this dude used mathematical equations to prove why the earth is round and explained it. He had to go to court some like 6-7 times to prove that the earth was round. The dude never paid, got taken back to court multiple times, and still it is nope. The earth is flat. You're full of shit. Once we cross the Antarctic wall, because Antarctica surrounds the flat earth. Oh, dude, I've looked into the flat earth, and honestly, the big question I always have is like, okay, get on top of your house, or actually get on top of the Empire State Building, and I want you to point a laser directly towards Mount Everest. You could prove the earth is flat cheaply and easily, but it's like, no. We have to get to the Antarctic wall, and we have to climb it. That's the only way we can prove that the Earth is flat. No, there are simpler solutions to this. Let us get simpler solutions. No, that would be stupid.
Gravity work? How would gravity work if the Earth is
Because
flat?
we're constantly being pushed up at a whatever is required for gravity or for gravity.
Did they not believe that we? Did they not even? If the Earth is flat, why do you? So do you believe that the Mars is flat?
Mars isn't a planet.
You're not
Mars...
supposed to ask such questions, and Mars is only like 10 miles away from Earth.
No, it's like, how would planets form if they're flat? I can just
Because there are no real planets. There's us and because you have to remember. Or, well, actually, you might know, but in the flat, as far as the flat Earth is concerned, the sun is like 20, 30 miles above us. And it just goes in a gigantic circle. I'm not 100% sure how they explain seasons, but yeah, no, they explain that the Earth goes in the sun goes in a giant circle just above the flat Earth, so it provides light and all that jazz.
Oh my gosh, these people are so stupid.
They are, but I always find it fascinating to listen to their arguments. It's always good to understand how someone thinks. So please listen to them. I highly recommend listening to flat earthers and stuff like that, just for no other reason that you're gonna learn how people think, and that's a good thing. It's always good to understand how stupid people think.
I'd rather not waste my time how stupid people think.
No.
I've already seen it with my eyes. I've already experienced a lot of stupid people when I was in high school.
I know,
when
but
I was in college.
Huh? I'm of the perspective you have to understand how they think, not just that they are stupid and they pretend to think. I'll be right back. Are you ready for a beer, dude, or did you already do beer yourself?
I'll take a beer.
All right, 1 sec.
Yeah.
Beer me, Buddha. Beer me.
No, it's just that I've already talked with some stupid people at my work, and oh boy, their mindset is just, I don't want to talk about it now. Let's just move on from this. I don't want to talk about the stupid people, those flat earths. I really hated it. I'd rather just watch porn. At least porn makes me happy. So, sexually, instead of just listening to flat earth society people.
I do not begrudge you that.
No, it's just, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I want to end the night something positive.
Okay, that's fine. You don't want to talk about this anymore. It's
Sorry.
fine.
I just want to bring up one. So are you saying that you do not believe that 5G is not the cause? 5G internet connection, Wi-Fi. Are you telling me that is not the cause of COVID?
I did not say any of that.
No. That was literally an argument. Is 5G is what caused COVID? That made me laugh my ass off for so long. Okay, I'm done. I just wanted to point that one out too, real quick.
I know that question ever since COVID came out, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna watch the news anymore. I'm just gonna watch porn.
Oh, that made me laugh. No, dude. 5G.
5G. How about I put 5 bullets in your fucking head?
Oh, that was my favorite stupid during that time, where it's like, yeah, we didn't have disease until we had wireless network. The Black Death, fucking cholera.
Well, yeah, they were just running 3G back then, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god. You know, 5Gs? How about they give you 5Gs? You know, like electric cut G? You know, that smack in the head? How about they give you 5 smacks in the head until you get knocked out? Electric cut G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Smack in the head. Back. And I make sure I have to hit the occipital area or the upper spine. You know, the C1 to C4. Make sure they're paralyzed.
Yeah, no,
Man,
it's fucking absurd. Buddha was just being Buddha.
No. It's like Buddha was just trying to discuss how people are. I know he's joking, but still cannot get over the fact that how stupid people think that they're so smart. There's this one picture that I think I've shared it on Facebook. It's like there's this in the the drawing comic that says, "Do you ever think that you're a fucking idiot? And if you go to the door no, you enter the room that says you are a fucking idiot. But if it says yes, you're experiencing freedom." So it's like if you accept the fact that you can be wrong at times, that's where that's where real wisdom comes in. If you ever never accepted the fact that you were an idiot at least at one point in your life, yeah, you're gonna be a fucking idiot forever.
No, and that's accurate sauce right there as far as I'm concerned. So, sorry, interjection. When it comes to Smash Mouth, it's gonna take obviously a while for it to fuel up everything, but it's nope. Apparently, I'm missing a few inserters. Okay, well. But yeah, no, and I don't know. Thankfully, I had older brothers that were assholes, so I always told I was a fucking moron. So, you know, baseline. But yeah, no, it's one of those where it's like, no, I'm right. Why are you right? Because I know this. But why are you
Give me
right?
the source. The sources I made it the fuck up.
No, actually, sorry. Last one, I swear, super swear. Last one. There were the people who were arguing about, and I have no idea how this math works. No fucking clue. But apparently, if you travel east, you're traveling faster than if you're traveling west. And that is a math that still blows my fucking mind.
Okay, fucking Coriolis effects fucking breaks my brain.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pretend. That's just like a, okay. And you have people who are literally like bringing nuclear clocks onto planes so that they can record times and shit like that. But like, look, when I traveled west, this exact flight, I was going slower than when I was traveling east. And it's like, you know, I know it's a thing. That's all I'm gonna say, because I'm not smart enough to touch that conversation.
It is 100% a fucking
know.
thing. I've done enough flights. It's 100% a fucking thing. It is absolutely 100% a fucking thing. I don't understand it. I've read about it. I've read the description. And it's like, okay, it's about the Coriolis effect. It still doesn't fucking make sense in my brain. Like,
But it's a thing.
it's a thing. It's a fucking thing. God damn it, a thing. That's why it's always faster to fly east than it is to fly west, because, God, I don't know, fucking reasons.
No, my brain is not science. My brain definitely is not physics, let alone science on the base level. But yeah, no, you get deeper into some of that shit and you're just like, what? Keep it low tier. Keep it stupid tier. Keep it Buddha tier.
Still on my tier level. But you know, that's a very interesting fact that I like to know more about.
Oh yeah, no, dude, totally look it up. It is fascinating. I mean, it's mind-boggling where you're just like, wait, what did you just say to me?
It's stupid, but it works. Like, I don't know what, like, the physical world, that's just the way it fucking is. It is, yeah. It's just how it works.
Oh wait, there's this one. Thank you, AI. It says the difference is primarily due to the Earth's rotation, which is from west to east. When running east, you're essentially adding your speed to the Earth's rotation, making it appear slightly faster. Conversely, when running west, you're subtracting your speed to the Earth's rotation. So basically, you're running with the Earth's rotation from west to east.
Okay, so I said it backwards then, because that's the problem. Is it's supposed to be inverted.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, look up the physics of traveling east to west. That's all I can tell you. I have nowhere near the pretend intelligence to be like, yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, even I was arguing against it, but like, no, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Here's the proof, dude. I'm not touching it. Just look up some stuff outside of the AI. But yeah, no. I
think when I was like the first time I re-entered in Canada. Go ahead.
Andy, 2 ready?
No, it's gonna need more time so the bullets can be loaded, and I think I'm sending up the final load of slow pickers to load up the ammo, and so I would say give it another 10-20 minutes.
Alright. Because everything here is ready. I mean, I guess I could put up another rocket silo, but I don't think that's going to be meaningful.
Right now, no. Okay, looking at. So, okay, you know, let's go off this baseline. Right now, we're still working on fuel. So we still need more water and more fuel. So once, yeah, we're gonna have to wait just a little while longer because the oxidizer is not as good as the, I don't know, ionizer, whatever the blue fluid is.
Okay.
So the thruster oxidizer is not as good as the thruster fuel. So yeah, we're gonna need a minute.
Yeah.
Which is great because it's gonna give more time for all the other ones.
Heavy
Yeah, so when I
fuel
was-
is fully tapped.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
wait, oh fuck. Okay, oh good. Yeah, so when I was like, the first time we go here in Canada, this is actually the second time. The first time we ever go here in Canada because to visit my dying grandfather. We're going east. We're going east and I noticed like it's a 12-hour flight. Okay, that's interesting. Then when we're gonna go back to the Philippines, I noticed like it's a 17-hour flight. I was like, what the fuck? This is going to west now. And then when I
Yeah, so you're going with the rotation, and somehow that's faster.
Yeah. It's fucking backwards from what you think it should be. It is absolutely backwards from what you think it should be.
And I like I said, I can't even pretend, because when XioniX first told me that, I'm like, that's not how that works, because rotation of the Earth, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea. All of a sudden I start arguing like winds, but I don't know how the fucking winds work naturally, so. No, you look into the science of how some of this shit works, and first thing I come up with is, how did people like 1,000 years ago figure this shit out? Because that's terrifying.
makes you
and then-
think, eh?
Yeah, dude, it's.
It makes my brain hurty is what it does.
Yeah, it just shows that I'm stupider than people born 2,000 years ago, even though I have greater technology. Not a happy thought, actually.
No, it makes you think like it's either they are wise enough to understand because they're one with nature and shit, or it's like an outside force or an outside species have given them hints like, hey, you know, this and that, just use this and that in order to calculate the Earth's rotation and shit, or the calendar. And,
Actually-
alright, I'm gonna leave in my alien ship. See ya, bitches.
Actually, if I were to make an argument, it's more like the big problem with modern times, modernity, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is more we got so much shit to burn our time on, where it's like, well, what are you gonna do outside doing mathematical equations and shit like that? Oh, I'm gonna go home and look at the sky. I'm gonna go home and, like, when you got nothing to do, all you can do is die or be productive. So that's my current theory, but I have no fucking clue. Either way, it's fucking terrifying.
You know there's one thing, the Atomic Habits I've read is like, if you want to focus on a task, go in a place where it forces you to do that certain task. Like, have you noticed in some movies or shows where some katana or warriors go to a forest in the middle of the forest and start training there? It's because they have less to no distractions and they can only focus on doing sword techniques. So probably your theory is, in a way, I can support, because at that time there were less distractions and all they can do is just, you know what, if I cannot sit here and do nothing, I'm just gonna have to do something and think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
And you're
nowadays,
gonna focus on what's important to you, so.
Yeah, and then it helps them focus more and be more disciplined. But now there's a lot of distractions, games, being a streamer. No offense, like watching streamers.
Fuck you!
Ah!
Yeah, no. You're
I
good,
work
dude.
hard as a streamer. I clicked a button and things turned on.
And I'm being communicative.
Like watching streamers, VTubers jacking off to porn, like going to clubs, having
what?
sex with.
Jacking out to porn does take a bit of effort.
Well, why would I watch somebody do that? That's the one that gets me.
Uh-oh.
No, it's like this is a different level of
Like at that point, you really are outsourcing. Huh? I feel like excitement. I'm gonna watch somebody else. What?
Is this like a weird fleshlight thing where it's like, I don't have the energy to
I'm
jack
kind of
off
confused
myself.
right now.
Just letting you know that there are videos of porn out there where you can just watch women just masturbate in front of a camera.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Okay, I
Like,
thought you're like, it doesn't fucking matter. It's all
I thought
depressing.
you were talking about watching videos of other dudes masturbating because you couldn't be bothered to masturbate yourself.
Oh, that's totally
No.
hot. I'm gonna go to bed now. Oh, God.
no, that's some gay ass shit right there.
I can respect the lazy, but it's like, really? Like, I'm not getting that one.
No,
like,
I'm not touching that. I am not touching that gay shit. But anyways, like you get my point, right?
So come on, man. Just one touch. Just one. Oh, gosh.
It's not gay if it's TSA. Like that's the whole thing, right? Like,
TSA, what do
They
you mean by
touch
TSA?
everyone, so
What do you mean TSA?
they're the ones at the airport to make sure you're not bringing in bad things.
Oh, right. It's like,
Yeah,
You know-
the first and second time I got molested, it was TSA.
it's like, oh, do you hide some drugs in your penis? Like, okay, let me jerk it up for you, bro. Come on, get it all out. I was like,
Of course not your penis. It's up your butt.
let me just finger it up. Let me just finger you up, like real nice and look. Come on, give us the drugs. Who's a good boy?
No, you don't seem to understand. When the government fingers you, there's no lube.
Oh, someone likes it rough.
No, the government likes it rough. Well, I guess that's someone in the general.
that is someone in the
Statement of
general
the-
sense here, yeah.
Oh. Anyways, like, yeah, you know what I mean, right? So more distractions and
Yeah. No, you have to focus. Actually, sorry. No, keep going. We've interrupted you enough.
And just gonna say, like, yeah, that's basically it. In a sense of, that's why when I practice outside with my swords, actually, it may be, yeah, it's the own backyard, but at least with the surroundings, I was like, well, I'm surrounded by grass and my grandmother's plants, so there's not much of enough distraction for me to put my phone unless I brought it with me. But I can't put my phone outside for more than 10 minutes because the sun is fucking hot. So it makes me focus on practicing my sword techniques, and that's why I was like yesterday. I was like, huh, it's almost 2 hours I've been doing this, but I feel like it's been 30 minutes. Because that's what they call a flow state. But when you exercise in your home, especially in your living room, where your gaming laptop is here, your collections are here, you're ready to paint, and I was like, yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow. No, you have to get out of that place where it's full with distractions. It's hard at first, but when you get used to it, you're like, yeah, I know. That's why they say, where is your study area? Like, your living room where you play games cannot be your study area because you'll be tempted to play games instead of studying. That's why there are people like, oh, I'll study in the bed, I'll study in the other room, I'll study in the library, because they make sure that is the place where their brain will be like, huh, it's study time.
You know, I
it's
only
true.
agree with that partially, though. Don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with it for the most part. The problem I run into is the same thing they say about your sleep area. It's like, oh, have nothing in your sleep area. All you have there is sleep. And guess what? I've done that for over 2 years now. I don't sleep better than when I had my computer in my sleep area. So it's I understand the concept, but I really question on how accurate that is. Like, don't get me wrong, I still support doing it because better to than not to type aspect, but when it comes down to it, I used to have my computer in my room, I slept a certain way. When I didn't have my computer in my room, I still sleep the same fucking way. I'm still having certain issues with sleeping, or I'm still sleeping like a rock. It varies depending on time, day. Well, not even time or day, but just there are times where I guess I'm more at peace with self or whatever. But I don't know. Like, distractions, bad. Good to deal with or have without distractions. But like I said, I've had it to where my room has literally nothing in it. I bring in my cell phone, not so I can read my cell phone. It's because my cell phone is my alarm clock, and that's where I have either my white noise, my audiobook, and then I have my little Bluetooth speaker to project said noise. And I even turn my Bluetooth speaker upside down so the light is, shined into the ground. It's not affecting any of that. And it's still like, not getting that much better sleep.
Maybe but what I said is like it's usually not just the idea but the training plan. At the end of the day, it's how you adjust to it. Like the one that I said is pretty much flexible to depending on your situation and your comfortness. That doesn't mean that it's because it's effective for me. That doesn't mean it's effective for you. It's just effective for me. It just so happens that it works best for me, but if it doesn't work for you, I mean, you're free to adjust it according to what's your comfort and what's good.
That's where I was going to agree with you. It's more of a general, if you can, great. I'm just more arguing it's not a solid thing. Because like I said, I've been doing it for a while now. It's just like, probably better to do, but I don't know how solid it is.
It's never and this is just me, like it's never meant to be a solid thing. It's always gonna be depending on your environment, the way you're brought up, your culture, your beliefs, and how your body functions and what you get used to. I mean, to be honest with you, like right now my new sword, I'm just gonna say I slept beside it.
You cuddled your sword.
Oh, yeah.
I would never spoon a sword. I've never done that once in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, just kidding. Like, I never cuddled my sword. I just slept beside it.
I cuddled my weapon when I was in the military.
It's like
no, don't get me wrong. I want to explain that real quick. So, when you're doing field exercises,
this is my gun. This is my rifle.
They will give you your weapon, your gun. They will give you your weapon, but at the same time, drill sergeants are assholes. So if they can, they'll walk up and steal your weapon. So when we were out, I was in my sleeping bag. Yes, I was spooning my fucking weapon, so they couldn't steal it from me. Yes, I have cuddled multiple weapons at this point.
Yeah, I'm joking. The part where I said I cuddle with it, but I'm just literally just put it beside me where it's not too much,
No
where I can still move.
here. You can cuddle your sword. It's all right.
Like I said, I legitimately cuddled my sword.
We are
my
a safe
gun.
space here. You can cuddle whatever you want to cuddle.
And surprisingly, I thought like, oh, I might hit it and accidentally wake myself. No, it's like from yesterday from 11 to 7, I slept beside it. My bed has like a little gap because it has a little gap, but it did not fall over my bed, and I did not hit it. So when I wake up, I was like, huh. I did not feel disturbed when I slept beside with my sword. You know,
the only concern is if you get morning wood and you accidentally discover a new fetish.
Oh God.
No,
Speaking of which, I sleep on the floor, so that's another thing. So.
You know, sleeping besides my Dadachi, like, and it feels good. And at the same time, I want to say beside it because if I say to you guys, I sleep with my sword, you guys are gonna have a new different. You're just gonna start laughing at me like, oh, you have sex with it?
No, I already told you, man. I've slept with guns. Like, I got no shade to throw.
No, I mean, not shade. That's like what do you mean? You know, the sleeping beside it versus sleep with it. Like like if you don't understand really the person that much, you're like, you sleep with it mostly. Now what this means like, oh, I sleep with this person. oh, you had sex with it, compared to say I slept beside that person. It could be
You know what?
you either
I
had sex
sleep
or
with my body pillow, and I've had sex with my body pillow multiple times. I'm not proud of it, but I don't deny
is
it
your body pillow
either.
is your body pillow like an anime girl?
No.
It's a green pillow from Costco.
You know,
Well, it was green.
I
Wait,
don't
I
wait.
get-
It's
understand.
green or it's red? We have to identify now. Colorblind, you know.
I think it's green. Well, it has a white sheet on it right now. Well, slightly off-white sheet right now, but
Indistinguishable color of body pillow.
Oh no.
right now, I believe it's off-white because it's not as bright as it used to be.
Oh no.
Absolutely.
Wait, so if you're colorblind, what does usually the semen is color white? So what does it look like to you? What's it color?
It still looks white to me.
Okay then, it's good. Because you know I'm concerned like
I'm red,
if a
green,
guy,
colorblind. Those are the two colors I struggle with: is red and green.
red green, red
Yeah.
green. I was like, you know, what if a colorblind guy decides to ejaculate on a girl? What does it color look like? White or blue? It's like what would
See,
they
the
see?
question.
Like,
Oh no, sorry, sorry. I'm trying to reformulate. So, oh god, it's been too long since I thought this random question. Fuck. It's gonna take a second. Sorry. Shit.
it's fine. You don't need to think too much because I'll
Smash Mouth,
probably
there you go.
forget.
Do you think that deaf people dream in sign language?
Hmm.
Like it's an honest question I have. Like, do you think deaf people dream in
That
sign
will dep-
language?
That would vary depending on if they're born deaf or they're deaf later part in life. Because if they're born deaf, I can assume that they are dreaming in sign language. But if they say they were deaf because of a certain incident or something happened along the
They
lines,
might dream of sound.
yeah, they
No,
might dream
and that
this
makes
now.
sense because it's the same thing I've asked some people. I mean, most of the people I've been deployed with have been Hispanic, but I've just been like, hey man, well, I didn't say dream. I asked them, it's like, hey, do you think in English or do you think in Spanish? And they're like, well, it depends, you know, what language am I trying to talk in and stuff like that. Like, it's been one of those, like, just random curiosities where it's like, well, how obviously fluency is one thing, but also it comes down to, for me, there's like always certain words or intents or certain like emotional aspects where it's like, I don't know, it just seems like you default back to whatever native language and then you go from there. But I don't know, it's always been one of those like fun little thought and questions I would ask people. Like, hey, so what are you dreaming? What are you thinking? And I could have sworn, there it is.
All right, so Smash Mouth looks ready to go.
One tick of a tick of a tick. Yeah, it's good to go.
Oh my
The inner line is filled with bullets. It's not exactly offloading. The thruster fuel is full. Yeah, you're good to go. So if you want to set up the transit information, you're solid. Or if you want transit there, then set up later. But yeah, you should be solid.
I'm just trying to remember how the fuck I set up the transit information.
Well, just look at indefatigable and, you know, change it. Well, don't change indefatigable. That's your baseline.
So there's currently.
Did my answer satisfy your question, Buddha?
I'm not gonna lie, what was the question?
Like you asked me like, do deaf people dream in sign language?
Oh yeah, no,
And
you're right. You're right, and that's the thing. So, like I said, from my end, the people who have asked who are multilingual, they'll essentially either default to what they've been doing most frequently or what language they're trying to talk in. The only exception I can think of is I had a sergeant who married a German chick, and apparently she's been spending a lot of time in the USA and shit like that. So when she was calling up her parents, and then after a while, apparently talking to them, she would just start reverting to English and not even notice it. So it comes down to a certain baseline of like you said, you know, maybe if they were hearing initially, there's going to be a certain level of, okay, you know, I can dream in spoken language. Actually, no. Sorry. I lied. The question is, do you think deaf people think in sign language? That was the question that I was always curious about, because it's always concept and stuff like that, and the example that's always brought back to make me feel like trying to make me feel like an asshole is, well, if I tell you think of the color red, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I think of an apple, a red apple. Maybe I think of literally a color or a square of color red, or maybe, which is also frequent, I will think of literally red being spelt out in my head in the color red. Like, there is more than one answer to this. So I find it fluid enough that I'm not going to sit here and say, well, of course they, you know, whatever. But who am I not to say that a deaf person is not going to sit there and literally either spell out red in sign language because, sorry, I'm only used to ASL and I suck at it, so it's literally spelled out. Or maybe they're using whatever hands gesture means red. I don't fucking know. I honestly find it to be a good faith question. It's just people are like, oh, you're an asshole for thinking that they would think differently. You mean thinking in the way, because language is a very complex, deep aspect. I'm not trying to be a piece of shit about this. I'm literally trying to ask an honest question where it's like, well, if I were to sit here and try to think about something, I'm going to think in the language I'm used to, in the concepts I'm used to, and try to, oh, well, if I say red, what is going through your head? There's 1,000 different things that could be going through my head when I'm thinking red. I could be thinking of a red object. I could be thinking of a red square. I could be thinking of something spelt as red. So I could literally, not that I'm saying this happens, but I could literally be sitting here thinking RED in my head, but the color is blue. My brain's fucking weird. Don't try to even understand my brain. And maybe I'm trying to project that to other people where it's like, well, how would this other person who I do not know, who thinks has to think a different way than me, because language is the foundation of all conveyance of thought. And if it's a conveyance of thought, then it's a conveyance of what's going on in your own head. And XioniX, your screen is black. You're good to go, Iskander. XioniX is doing something weird, apparently.
I'm Necron.
Fuck XioniX! Hey, Necron, how's it going? I'm horrible with names. Have I told you that?
Yeah, I think you told me that before, but it's okay.
Hey, I called Commander Iskander for a couple of weeks, man. Just give me a pass.
I remember that. I remember that the first time.
I don't think I sound Mexican.
I remember the first time you told me that. It's like, hey, does Commander Iskander sound alike? And I kind of said yes, and then you're all laughing your asses off. I was like, wait, what's the question again?
You know, I'm still gonna take that as a win. That's all that really matters for me. For moi. But yeah, no, the conveyance of thought is one of those things that I've always mildly curious about, where it's just like, you know, if you think a certain way, there has to be a certain change. Like, so, sorry, final thought on this perspective is, there's a game called, or not game, well, game 2, but there's a book series called Forgotten Realms. They're talking about the Orcish language, and there's no word for friend. There's like literally word for slave and master, or slave and leader, or whatever. There's no true word for friend. So, I'm trying to converse with somebody, and our only common language is Orcish. How do I convey a certain thought when it doesn't have a proper word or term for this? Done. Not bringing it up anymore. So.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Need to call it. Thanks for joining, Necron.
I know. Yeah. I'm glad I'm feeling sleepy right now because before I was sleeping at 1 a.m. That's not good. I have to learn how to sleep at this hour.
Dude, I'm still gonna be up for another 6 hours, so congratulations.
No!
But then again, it's always better to try to have a fucking whatever. You need to sleep at the same time. If you can sleep at the same time, yeah. Well, regimented is more what I'm thinking, but yeah, if you could have, this is the times I sleep, that's probably the best thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah, especially since I'm gonna dedicate myself to practicing with tuna dodges. I need to get a healthy sleep, otherwise my progress will be not for would be for shit.
Sleep is just as important as the activity.
Exactly. Without proper sleep, your body won't properly fucking heal, and your mind will just eat itself continuously. I don't know if you know this fact, but before I leave, I don't know if you already did you know the more you sleep, the more your brain starts to eat itself?
The more you sleep,
Oh, the less you sleep, the less you sleep, the more your brain is trying to eat itself.
that I
Literally.
did not know, but I do know well, sleep is one of those, you have to hit the proper level, because too few sleep is horrible, just as too much sleep is horrible. And you can have sleep debt, which if you sleep enough afterwards, you can make up for it. So, but yeah, no, sleep is one of those, like, you're trying to hit a zero game. Don't sleep too much, because that's bad. Don't sleep too little, because that's bad. But then you have freaks like me who, if I sleep more than like 6 to 7 hours, I'm having an issue. So yeah, no, sleep is one of those things you have to do some personal introspection on.
Yeah. Alright. It's been fun, y'all. Let's chat this another time.
Yeah. You have a good night, good sir.
Alright, you too. It's been fun. Good night, everyone.
Good night. I need to hang on for just another minute.
Hey, Zox, we're having an issue.
No, I saw. I got pipes on waiting to upload once it gets to Volcanus. Yeah, I saw it.
Off by one fucking pipe. One!
Just one. That's all it takes.
Shame on my family, I tell you right now.
It should get the pipe it needs as soon as it gets to Volcanus, and then it should turn around almost immediately because I have 2 rockets ready, and so it should just.
Don't have it turn around immediately. We're at no rush right now. Just let it sit for a while and collect resources. The fact that we got the guns going and we got the grapplers going, give it some time to let everything fuel up. So let it receive and then.
Well, it's on automatic now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, the rocket should launch.
Oh, you're only going for 1,000. Okay. Oh, that's right. I need to set up the receptacle.
Yeah, it's not requesting, I guess.
Actually, shit. I'm not 100% sure how I want to set this up. XioniX.
Why aren't you launching automatic?
Okay, so now I'm gonna have to redefine the whole science aspect. Okay, so
Indefatigable is requesting metallurgic science packs for some reason.
where did I put my itty bitty robots?
We're not loading.
Why did I have to redo this when we're about to have to change this anyways?
Logistics request. Oh, the stupid thing wasn't requesting pipe. It's gonna leave as soon as Yep. Okay. So the stupid thing wasn't requesting pipe. So it the spaceship needed to be manually launched.
Got it. Okay, medium electric.
So it's fine for now, but I'm gonna have to manually launch the pipe when it comes back. We can probably call it if you want to call it.
No, I'm resetting up science.
Let me rephrase. I want to call it.
Oh! Sorry, I thought you were talking about the spaceship.
Yeah, the spaceship's on its way there, but I don't want to wait for it to go there and come back. And I know you're working on science, I can see that, and it's going to be a bit of a mess.
Just a little bit. Okay.
I'm good to cool it for a minute.
But I need to be where I am so I can send the pipe up, because this
No,
is
I
gonna
understand.
drop off the science and then come back almost immediately, presumably. Well, unless you don't have requesters set up, which is entirely possible.
I And you're sending down 1,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I need green, I need gears, transport, god damn it. And there it is. Gear, gear, gear.
Oh, what the hell? It dropped it immediately.
Yeah, I was requesting it.
Like, it didn't even stop. It just dropped it and started coming back to fucking Volcanus.
Oh, sweet.
That was the thing that I was like, what the fuck?
Okay, so I want pickers. That's too many, but I don't fucking care.
So how many metallurgic packs are you requesting?
1,000 right now. So if you're sending up 1,000, I'm requesting 1,000.
This next batch will be more than 1,000.
Okay, baseline 1,000, upwards of infinite, whatever. Doesn't need to be that. Okay, so medium.
So what problem are you solving there anyways?
Because I need to have an additional long picker, and I need to be able to have an additional range. So I'm gonna have to literally spaghetti this so we can get the resources in, and I'm already gonna have to make adjustments on that too. Because you have to think, both lines were already full. So now I'm trying to think, how do I... No, that won't work either.
I was asking.
But yeah, because right now we're already feeding 1, 2, 3, 4 full lines of science. And now we need to start our 5th line. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get 5 lines going to feed this. All right, save it here. I'm not going to be researching anything, and it's going to probably be your brainchild that's going to be fixing it. I created some space because I figured having the space, because the best thing I could think of doing was going to be not exactly spaghetti, but was going to be something like feed in, feed out, and then having the one we're looking for literally pop up, pop out, pop up, pop out. So that's what I was kind of thinking, is this was going to feed space and whatever we got from Fulgora, and then this was going to be feeding the metallurgic. So that's what I was going to do, but that's going to take a solid half hour at this point, minimum.
So we might have a problem with Smash Mouth.
What's that?
He ran out of gas on the way to
No, he has plenty of ammo and he's going to be filling up, so...
yeah, but I'm just saying he ran out of gas.
Well, once he hits the halfway point, he's going to be gaining greater momentum. So, if you want to wait till he gets there, we should be fine. Either way, I don't think we're going to have an issue.
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of do want to wait till he gets there just because I need to send up another pipe, but he also needs time to refill, I guess, so... Because the fuel line is... Yeah, because if I fix this pipe, the fuel line is just going to be burning more fuel, not less. This is an interesting... Looks like he can keep one fuel line full. And as soon as I fix this with the second fuel line, it's going to be...
Yeah, no, you're going to want it to sit there for a while because we want a full fuel line.
I mean, this thing is supposed to run constantly. That's his job.
I know, but as it needs to have a chance to fill up because generally even... Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. It needs a chance to fill up. I recognize that it needs a chance to fill up. But once I fix this pipe and walk away, he's supposed to be running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And...
It'll work. It'll work.
I mean, you say that with the assurity that I don't fucking feel.
Because unless we're going to be hitting uptick that... Sorry. Unless we're going to be hitting some weird uptick that apparently doesn't exist on Fulgora right now, it's going to take a second. And because it can defend itself on the transit, it's going to be fine just because it's going to have enough time.
Where is the... Wester and Nauvus. Science. So we're not requesting any regular science packs anymore, okay?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm just looking at the cargo landing pad, and we are requesting 3K electromagnetic and 1K metallurgic. We're not requesting any space.
No, the other ones just fucking drop on their own based on what we set up. I didn't change anything on this one, so I don't know how that's being affected, honestly. Alright. Call it when you want to. I got a base outline for what I need to do.
I am fixing our missing pipe issue on Smash. Boop, boop. Alright. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back next. When will we be back? We will be back on tomorrow with Civilization 5 with Pyro.
Factorio will be next Friday. Well, upcoming Friday.
Allegedly. Unless that's
Allegedly.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah. That's next. Yeah. Good night. God bless, and see you on the next one. Thanks for hanging out with us. Any last words, Buddha?
Good night. Workout. Health is important. Coming from a fat ass. Buddha.
Fuck that.